turn. It's time to go for down below the planet that must burn.
I apologize. I didn't
Just
realize
flies the bomber.
that stuff audio was not working. There we go. I know I don't start for another 10 minutes, but I'm trying to get some stuff working in the background while this goes. So enjoy some music selections in the meantime.
Now make the run so quick it's done, and death screams toward the ground. But moving fast, they're so far past, they never hear the sound. A final turn is from the stern, they watch the mushrooms grow, and fill the night with deadly light, and kill the world below. He just flies the bomber, he never sees their eyes when the hell comes down.
There we go, is that any better?
He just flies the bomber.
Again, like I said before, I'm keeping music on in the background just to see how it sounds, and then I promise I'll switch this stuff in a little bit. I just need to get things set up. I need to upload a birthday thumbnail, which I made this morning, so just give me a second. There we go. Where to run? Alright. Awesome. We're gonna tag this with Titanfall 2. Live stream Adobe Premiere. I don't have any certifications. I've never had any certifications. Theoretically, I should be able to do this.
Those cries and screams, they're not just dreams, imagination's lies. Goddamn the horde, the bitch you whore, you killers from the sky.
Just realized I won't be able to do this until later. Give me a second. Never sees her eyes, the hell comes down.
He just flies the bomber.
That's a song I found recently, and I've been kind of obsessed with it. I don't know why. It's just, it kind of speaks to me on some weird fundamental level. But again, moving on, continuing on, gonna put some stuff on for Spotify real quick. Something a little bit more low-paced. And with any luck, it should appear on screen in about 2 seconds who this artist is from. Awesome. So we got that going. I've got that there. Yeah, I didn't know Buffy was going on a trip, and I know this is not 9 p.m. EST. I apologize. Like I mentioned early on, I'm just trying to make sure everything is set up and ready to go, so that at 9 p.m. I can have everything ready to go, and all for you all to enjoy. In addition, give me a second. I promised some friends I'd send them the links, making sure things are good behind the scenes, and then I can do my stereotypical YouTuber intro. And you can hear all of that and all the cringy shit that you might be able to hear. Alright, give me a second. This is one of my favorite songs of the track, by the way. How do I copy the live stream URL? That's a question. Guess we'll find out. Like I said, we are troubleshooting, we are trying to figure stuff out, and hopefully everything will be good to go. Alright. In the meantime, feel free to talk to each other in chat. I have a couple of things planned for you guys. Obviously, we're going to be playing Titanfall later in the night, but I also have a couple of like special things that I planned, just in terms of like behind-the-scenes stuff, but also just cool stuff that I want to talk about, and other cool stuff that I liked because it just seemed cool, just in terms of like behind-the-scenes stuff. And then theoretically, everything should be good. All right, so I've got that link, so I will shamelessly post it in Buffy's Discord, and I will also send this to a couple of my friends because it was a promise that I made. Just making sure as well. There we go. Perfect. All right, let me just make sure all my LMs are stacked correctly, and then we should be good to go. So we got Discord, Spotify. If y'all want to talk about Silksong in chat, you're more than welcome to. I have no opinion about it, mostly just because I've never actually played Silksong, or with Hollow Knight for that matter. But yeah, no, I'm excited. Let me see if I can just make sure these are good. So we got that ready to go. And also, there we go. It's so weird seeing y'all in chat boxes, which is, I know is like a super weird thing to say, but like, I don't know, it's weird. No, my birthday isn't until tomorrow. I did this birthday live stream because I'm doing this live stream today because tomorrow's my birthday, and I wanted to celebrate that birthday with my parents rather than just having to worry about this. Plus, I also made a promise to you, sorry, Buffy. So, one stream. That's it. We'll see. Let me just make sure everything's all good. Also, I just realized why is the text on screen not there? Oh, that's why. I'm a professional streamer, everybody. It's because I forgot to put the source on loop. There we go. Jesus. There you go. So now you can see the full file in effect about what it was supposed to look like. I apologize for that. There we go. Everything should theoretically work now. How's the volume, by the way, compared to my mic? I don't want to listen to myself. And also volume in terms of music as well. Because I can show you a couple of special things, like I said before, I've planned just to see how things are. No, it's mostly just a matter of the. I can talk about this. Actually, it's pretty much time already, so I'll turn down the music a bit, and with the magic of my Stream Deck, I will push one button. And suddenly we will be on the main screen. 1 second. Let me pull that chat up, make sure all that's good. And like that. And then we'll go to that. Look at that, huh? Pretty cool, right? Unfortunately, I didn't have time to actually make I had a couple things I wanted to do for this stream, but I will show them later. And also, for some reason, the chat is not showing up on screen, so just give me a second. I will make a browser source real quick. I will call this YouTube. Oh, wait, no, wait. That's because I know why it's not showing up. It's because it's in the internal section, which is this. Yeah, here we go. YouTube chat box. Change the browser source to that. That's the wrong browser source. Whoops. Yeah, here we go. YouTube chat box. Give me a second. My apologies. There we go. Do that. And then I should be able to just do that. And then you guys are super stretched. Holy shit. God damn it. Alright, this is not how I envisioned things going. It was so much more smooth, but I'll do that instead. No, I'm not a VTuber. Here, I can show you. Hang on a second. So there you go. This is the way I envisioned it going. But effectively what this is that, so obviously I've got a couple of special things going on. The first thing that I've got going on is I have a custom code written, which basically says, hey, I want you to take information from a specific place, and I want you to display that information depending on whether or not my volume is active. And so if the volume is active, you can see that my character, in air quotes, is moving. But if I stop speaking, my character doesn't move. And it was one of those things where, basically, yeah. But it was one of those things where, like, I wanted to have something more physical there because I just didn't want to have a blank screen. And so, it's just something to have there and as a kind of a stand-in for me. Because, like I said, no face cam. I am vehemently against face cam. But with all the technical stuff out of the way, we can start talking about some stuff. So I guess I'll talk more about the technical stuff for the stream first, and then I'll talk more about the technical stuff about what you see on screen here. So for technical stuff for the stream, like I said before, the quote-unquote VTuber model is basically just my mic. It's basically just, like I said before, a custom code that I borrowed / kind of edited myself to display certain information in a specific way. If you take a look at the little stand-in sprite I have at the animation at the top, every 2.5 minutes I have it set to where it'll blink, just to give a little bit more realistic animation to it. Especially the thing below that you're now discussing is just a fancy spectralizer that I have. It's the same thing I use for the starting soon screen. It's just a way of spectralizing or basically visualizing audio from the desktop, which is currently just playing the music in the background. It's just something that I had and I thought was kind of cool looking. And then everything else you see is basically just a bunch of things that I made in Photoshop layered on top of each other to give it a little bit more of a lived-in feel. Because I didn't want it just to be a blank screen with those kinds of things. I want it to be a bit more kind of, fancy. And hopefully it's up to you guys' liking. Yes, next time it will be a female anime avatar with big titties. That is my goal. I will become the next popular VTuber with the big titties. Although apparently Spotify just crashed, I think. So I'll have to move on to the next song. Alright. Yeah, this is how it starts. People have told me I have a nice voice, which I've never really understood, but hopefully with that I can use it to kind of dissuade people and manipulate them or whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. On to the video. You're probably wondering what the fuck you're looking at. This is what I look at for 4 to 6 to 8 hours a day, every day, pretty much, now that I don't have a job. This is Premiere. This is the main program that I work in. You don't see everything because there's a little bar at the top here that you can't see because it actually displays my full name because I used my real name when making this account. Thank you, ZJ. I appreciate it, and I will check Steam in a minute, Buffy. But basically, there's a couple things up here that I've cut off because it doxes me because it's like my full name. And then at the bottom here, it's basically just my my taskbars like Steam, Discord, Premiere, things like that. And I just, again, much more cleaner look than I wanted to have. But yeah, so this is what I look at every single day. Over here is your preview section, which is basically just if I were to click on a particular clip or look at a particular picture, like if you were looking like the Buffy sprite, the Buffy sprite, it just displays this picture up here. Over here is the preview window, which is what you see. It's just what you see when you're scrolling through the video. Playback's a little bit harder just because there's a lot going on, obviously. And then down here you have all the project files. It pays to be organized and it pays to. Really, it's that bad? Hang on, let me try upping the bitrate real quick. Also, for some reason, again, Spotify does not want to work. Settings. Output. Let's just up the bitrate to 4,500. There you go. That should fix it. I upped the bitrate to 4500, so hopefully it'll be a bit more consistent and smooth out. But yeah, this is what I look at all day. Over here, you have your project folder area, which is basically where you store all your files. I don't know. It's weird that 144 is the default. Whatever. Hopefully, I mean, if there's any kind of like playback issues when we actually get to the game, we'll see. Or if you can see there's any kind of playback issues with my mouse, let me know, because that's pretty much what I'm using to illustrate things. But yeah, so this is the storage area, which is where you store all your files. It pays to keep everything organized. I have a lot of files for this particular project. Then you have your toolbar here. Obviously you don't have to click over here every single time. You can hit like C or V, and then you can access certain tools. And then this is the timeline, which is what you see when you're working through the video. Hi ZJ, how are you? But yeah, so I like to describe Premiere to people who don't look at Premiere as a sandwich, in the sense that there you go, nice. I like to describe Premiere as a sandwich, in the sense that when you're biting into a sandwich, you taste all the flavors and you taste all the other things together to obviously have a sandwich. And the eating part of the sandwich is the display capture area here. So for example, if I were to go to something like this, it displays everything on the timeline. So the background footage, the goose gag, the background footage, the goose gag, the text, everything on top of itself. And I guess we would call the ingredients of the sandwich. I don't know why Spotify keeps stopping. It's a little bit annoying. But the ingredients of the sandwich itself are what I organize onto the timeline. And those are these. This is just the way that I organize my timeline. If you use Premiere, you don't necessarily have to organize the timeline in this particular way, but this is just the way that I use it. The way that I think about it is what I call base footage, which is basically just what I use either for the base of the video or for the top of it. Hey, Anna, what's up? How are you? So yes, this is what I call the base footage, which was basically just all the raw footage that I was using for this. And I have a lot of OBS footage that I never used, or I ended up never using. Then what you have on top. Why does OBS keep stopping? Why? Hang on a second. Is it because I'm connected on? Is it because I'm connected on Spotify to Discord? And I'm in a Discord right now. Hang on. We're gonna disconnect that because I feel like it might be an issue. But yeah, so that's your individual. This is what you're looking at when you make a timeline. So your base, what I call your base footage, which is basically just the what is at the back of the footage. Then you have just what I call reference video, reference pictures, reference pictures, text, and then anything else on top of it. And then obviously I color code everything, so this way it's easier to distinguish what things are on the timeline. Pink, I assume this is fuchsia. The program calls it magenta. I don't really know. I don't know colors. But this like hot pink is for music. It's the audio tracks. Which, by the way, if you're enjoying any of the music that you're listening to, shameless plug, go listen to my friend Nico. He is Nico Santos on Spotify. He also has a Bandcamp. If you go listen to his music, he makes some great stuff, and he made all the music that you listen to in this video, and you're listening to right now on stream. I'll switch over to some ambient house, lo-fi, hip-hop stuff later, but I just wanted to play out his music first because I love his music so much. Yeah, so this is the music track here. These are the reference video or just kind of base video audio tracks, and then this hot green is me. It's my audio recordings. You don't hear music. What do you mean you don't hear music? I know, I have a feeling you're trolling me, because I can see the wave lines, or the waveforms. Wait, you guys can't hear the music? It's picking up my desktop audio, what? I can see it picking up my desktop audio. Wait, hang on a second. Is Spotify not part of desktop audio? Okay, I was gonna say, hang on a second. There we go. I was gonna say, it's really weird. It's like, what? Because I know it's there. I can see it picking up. There you go. Here, hang on a second. Let me max this out for you just so you can hear it. I know, right? Editor chair. Is that better, by the way? Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lower it on my end, using. Wait, that'll lower the desktop audio. So if I do that, does that lower for you guys? Because this is lowering at my headphones. I can't believe I was like talking about music and like just like praising Santos and just nothing there. There we go, perfect. Like I said, it's a little bit louder in my headphones, so it's hard for me to kind of find a good balance between it. Yeah, so basically what you're looking at is what I work in every day. You have this is the timeline, and I organize things by project and by color file and by coding and things like that. Dark green stuff is this is all the raw audio files from when I'm speaking. These like darker red ones, basically, yeah, that's what I assume. But basically, this is the hot pink here, or the dark pink here, or dark red, whatever you want it, maroon, is After Effects files, which are basically what are responsible for the fancy animations that you see on screen. So, for example, when the Premiere and Photoshop logo fly up, you see it there. I basically just used After Effects, and what's nice about the Adobe Suite is that you can have the different suites communicate with each other. And so what you can do is you can basically click on a bunch of different files and tell Premiere, hey, I want you to import these files into After Effects, and then you can change that project in After Effects, and then it'll change it in real time in Premiere, which was a godsend, basically, because trying to organize all this was absolutely terrible because it was so confusing. But yeah, so that's what you're looking at a lot of time. These orange here are obviously text files, which I mostly just use to clarify certain things or just doing whatever. And yeah, that's about it. That's a kind of general overview of the timeline. Over here you have your audio levels, which aren't necessarily as important. So now we get to talk to my favorite part, which is basically the minor parts of the video and like the little tiny details. A couple of days ago, Buffy was streaming and he was watching my video, and I asked him, "Hey, here's a fun game. Find all the ducks." Because my creative process is very much like, I have an idea. How do I backtrack to make this particular thing? Because a lot of my, like I said before, a lot of my ideas are self-taught. So trying to kind of backtrack to make certain things is kind of the fun of making videos. Because something like where is it? Something like the goose animation at the very end was something that I had made up a little bit. It was kind of just like a very spur of the moment thing, and so I was like, okay, cool. I want to have this goose have like a nice segue between the different sections of the video. So how do I do that? Oh, I can have the goose mess with things. Then it was a step further of, what if the goose messed with a lot of things in the video? So for those of you who want to go back and watch the video, the goose appears 3 separate times throughout the video. If you can find them, good for you. But I also like hiding little like details in there. Basically just throughout the video, whether it's big or small. Buffy pointed this out before, but I couldn't. I wanted to make some kind of running gag. The running gag between Buffy and I is that he won't play Titanfall 2, but I will. So I made this banner, which is his dislikes, which is. I refuse to play Titanfall 2 on principle because I know it annoys friends despite being one of the best first-person shooters of all time. And then at the very bottom it says, seriously play Titanfall 2. And that was something made just by using some of my Photoshop skills, remaking the base of this. But unfortunately I couldn't find the custom text files that Twitch uses to display its dashboard, or its panels. So I had to kind of fudge it and make certain things with it. But yeah, I'm mostly just kind of talking through small stuff that I really enjoyed about it. And if you have any questions about the video or any questions you want to ask in general, feel free to ask, because this is probably the only time I will ever do a live stream because I'm incredibly nervous. So ask your questions, within reason, of course, within reason. Yeah, that was okay. So here's the thing. I told Anna this before, but this the script for this video went through. I wasn't kidding when I said that this video went through 6 different rewrites. Initially, when I wrote this, I came up with this idea 8 months ago. When I thought, okay, cool, Buffy's applying for global partner. So he needs global partner emotes, and he needs global partner notifications, and he needs like global partner stuff, like very kind of professional looking stuff. So force myself to learn After Effects, make cool thing for Buffy, everybody's happy. Then Buffy didn't hear back for forever about his global partner stuff. So I was like, okay, can't really do anything about DLive. But yeah, so basically it was, this is also one of my favorite songs in the track. Thank you, ZJ, I appreciate it. This is one of my favorite songs in the track, by the way. If you're curious about what it is, it's called Solitary Sounds on Spotify. He has a few of his tracks on it, but most of his discography is on Bandcamp. Yeah, sorry, that's like I said before, I'm just nervous. But yeah, so to finish my thought, the video was oh cool, make stream elements for Buffy. Buffy needs high quality stuff. Let's make those high quality things. Yeah, it's one of those things where I'm nervous, but also because this is just the way I talk. If you watch the video, the video has the same jokes and everything kind of comes out. Yeah, honestly. But yeah, so to finish my thought, sorry. I get lost really easily in thought, which is often one of the reasons why I don't stream or I don't want to stream, is because it's very easy for me to edit out ums and stutters, but it's very hard for me to do that when I'm live. To finish my thought and to take a breath for a second, the initial idea with this video was to make high quality stream elements and like make those kinds of things, and then the idea transitioned to they don't want to talk to me. They don't want to talk to Buffy about getting global partner. So pivot, still make Buffy stream elements, but in a very kind of DLive centered manner. Because initially all of the elements that I had made, so for example, like the what was it? Like the Tims, the Goose, the Spider-Man image. Kumo, what's up? How are you? It's like all the elements that you saw on screen especially at the very end, like all this stuff. Wait, those are streamer friends. Whoops. All the stuff that you see on screen here, all of them were meant to be. That's all right. All of them were meant to be like just simple donation amounts for Buffy. Like that's why they're called Buffy Lemons, Buffy Ninjagini, Buffy Diamond. No. Okay, no. You're not being blamed for any of this. Again, I just want to talk about the creative process a little bit. But basically, that was the whole premise of it. And in earlier drafts of the script, I talked about how I wanted to capture the energy of certain things. I wanted to be much more high profile. Those kinds of things. But then Buffy stopped streaming on or mentioned he wanted to stop streaming on DLive, so I was like, okay, pivot again. Just talk about the kind of hell that you went through for making After Effects and making assets. I still very much don't know anything about After Effects, and I still feel very inexperienced, which is kind of a double-edged sword in the sense that I like After Effects because I feel like it really lets me make more creative stuff. Like for example, with the you don't see it with the I think it's the Ninja. No, it's the Diamond. With the Diamond, you don't see this, but oh wait, is it? Where is it? Oh, Lemons. Whoops. With the Lemons, you don't see this, but there's a whole like full animation for it where the knight comes in and he blinks and like his cape flutters, and here, actually I can show you guys. He comes in, he sticks to the webcam, his cape flutters, he blinks, like it's like this whole like thing that was just like a lot of like, okay, this is good, but how can I make it a little bit better, or how can I make it more engaging? And again, like I love After Effects in the sense that I feel like it really challenges me creatively, but at the same time it's also very frustrating because it's, once I show you what it looks like, it's very kind of strange. I know, more pivots than basketball. Although fun fact, I actually was, one of my graduation requirements for high school was ballroom dancing. So fun fact about that. Also, hi Kuma, I'm doing good. I'm sorry I didn't respond to it. I get very kind of lost in thought when I talk. Those kinds of things. Pivot! Yeah, with the couch. Never seen Friends, but I know that scene. But yeah, there are hidden gooses. Yeah, go find them if you would like to. I guess the pivot they pivot the couch. I think it's Chandler. Is that a character? He like yells. But yeah, so what I'll probably just do is until 10:30, I'll probably just go through the video and talk about different things. This section here was interesting because I feel like it's a combination of my early ways of animating and like my more modern ways of animating, because this one is literally just a comment that I made, and I made it in Photoshop. It take you where it just slams on the screen. Take you 8 months to make a new video. The next one is an After Effects composition with its own physics in everybody's goddamn comment section. And this one, as you can see, is basically just it's just a bunch of text layers that appear in a specific order. One thing that I did in certain sections, like for example with the how hard can it be, it's basically just four different text layers that have the opacity set. So for example, basically what this is telling you is that, hey, each of these text layers has their opacity set to 0%, and then until a specific point comes, it then changes the opacity to 100%. So it's basically just one frame of change, so it looks like it's being typed out. So Illustrator, how hard could it be? Like something like that. Something else I experimented a lot in this video was moving a lot with layers and trying to make this video feel much more organic in terms of its flow. With the Astro Kitty video, my friend mentioned this before, but with the Astro Kitty video, there was much more of a logical script in the sense that I could really kind of clearly explain my ideas and really try to lay things out. And there was a very kind of clear beginning, middle, and end. But with this video, each of the elements is kind of their own individual story, and it's very much reflected in the storytelling of it, because obviously you have clear transitions between different scenes, but they're very kind of self-contained. It's a lot harder to make that more of a succinct story. But the reason this applies to layers and filters is because I wanted to try and layer things together to make it feel much more like there's less hard cuts between specific scenes. So for example, like this, if you're paying attention to the background, if you're paying attention to this, there's very much a hard cut, which is basically where it's just a cut between two different sections of footage. It's very much a hard cut here between the stock footage that I have and then working on the Tims. But because your attention as an audience member is drawn to what's presented on screen, when it transitions to the next thing, you're still paying attention to this, but then your brain is primed to think, oh, there's something in the background. I should pay attention to what's also in the background. And then next thing focuses on screen. So again, one of the things I tried to focus on was trying to layer these things and trying to make it feel much more organic. I think probably the best example of this is probably the goose and the dojo scene. And I'll talk about them a little bit later. I'll just keep kind of scrubbing through the video just to show you different things, how things work. For the rest of this intro, that wasn't really more of a kind of... It wasn't anything special. It was mostly just me trying to match the... Alright, Buffy, I'll see you later. I'll still be here until midnight. I'll be streaming until midnight. Yeah, it was just kind of trying to tell the visual story of, like, hey, like, you know, we're trying to, like, move forward with this. We're trying to move on to the next scene and trying to capture those kinds of energy and things like that. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Also, I guess... I don't know if this is a big deal or not, but hand reveal. You can see what my hands are. But yeah, these are my hands. You can see my hands here. Fun fact, actually, about this, I can go in a little bit more detail. I had to move like 90% of the stuff off my desk because I tried to organize everything to make it look like it was a proper desk, but I couldn't get the shots right because my computer screens were in the way, the Stream Deck was in the way, like all the other stuff on my desk was in the way, so I had to move everything out of the way to make it look much more kind of organic with it. So yeah, so we move on. We're just kind of talking about the creative process behind it. This was a very kind of last-minute thing, because the After Effects file for it, I kind of just wanted to borrow the After Effects files, the After Effects effect that I used for this, which is basically just the, where was it? the kind of little float effect that I used for the comments. But unfortunately, the file got corrupted, so I had to completely coordinate it off on the section of my hard drive, completely get rid of it, and I just used a special, or I just used like a simple just float technique that I used for the pictures, characters, and then just had them appear and disappear. For those of you who are curious how it works, it's basically just also, I love this song as well. There's some really good songs on this track. Please go listen to it. Basically, what happens is that there are things called keyframes, which I talk a little about this in the anime when I'm talking about the Spider-Man thing. But basically, keyframes are what are basically the major poses. So, for example, if you were to animate someone punching, the keyframes would be the wind up to the punch itself, and then the follow through. Those are the keyframes. Premiere uses a similar system in the sense that you can, if you want an object or something just to animate or kind of be pseudo-animated, you can give it keyframes. And so what you're seeing here is I'm telling the program, hey, from this point to this point, don't be on screen. Then from this point to this point, fall. And like kind of fall, and then from this point to this point, float and kind of exist, and then from this point to this point, fall away. It's basically just a way of having the program think, because rocks are just rocks. Jesus Christ. Computers are just rocks we taught to think, and so by giving it very specific parameters of I only want you to exist in this particular way, it makes things so much easier. And something, I know no one works in Premiere, but this is just a thing that I learned a while back and something I found very useful. If you want an animation to play out, but don't want to have two separate animations of two separate things, because what you could do is you could just cut this here and like have the animation play out here, and then have the animation play out in the next frame, but that can be kind of resource intensive. If you don't want to do that, you can just place two keyframes, a frame after and a frame before you want the animation to play out. So for example, if I wanted this animation to kind of float, the animation, I would place a keyframe here, which basically tells the animation, hey, I want you to stay here and not do anything until you reach this next keyframe, in which point the immediate keyframe after it tells it to continue with the animation. Not necessarily important, but something I definitely used throughout this video just to try and show what was going on. But yeah, Buffy caught in 4K. I like how this specific picture is literally called Buffy caught 4K. I named it this specific reason, just because I wanted to just have it there. This next section is actually really interesting. The glitch effect that I have for the starting soon screen. So for example, you can see for the stream starting soon, and what you will see for the changing screen is just the same effect. It's a adjustment layer that I stole, or adjustment layer, the parameters that I borrowed from it, which basically says, hey, I want you to apply specific effects to everything below this particular layer. So the adjustment layer is applying what's called a wave warp, which basically just gives it this cool VHS effect. And then these three separate videos are just discolorings. I basically just have a specific effect that discolors the video a specific way, and it gives it this kind of more authentic VHS look. If you're wondering how I figured this out, Google. 90% of the ways that I figure things out is through Google. Either through, like, just literally me Googling, hey, how do I do this? Or basically reverse engineering a solution, which is the most backwards way of doing it, but it's the way that I mostly solve problems, and it's the way I love it. Yeah, mostly just continuing on, trying to get certain things. The specific audio effect for the keyboard smash and for my actual speaking is responsible because of just something called a parametric equalizer. Basically, it just simulates sound in a room and creates like an artificial room to simulate sound in. And so I'm just telling it, hey, I want you to act a little bit further away from the microphone. Moving on, those kinds of things. This text tracking is actually really interesting because obviously you have you have it kind of capturing Buffy's energy from this particular section because obviously he's very excited. He just hit Majin. But then also, as you can see, it's made up of multiple different text files. And I don't know if you can see it in the video, or I don't know if you can see it in the YouTube video itself, but you can see that the text exists. It looks like it exists in the text. Looks like it exists inside his webcam frame. Which is I just think a really neat effect where the text tracks his head, but then also when he speaks later, like when he says, "How long have you been playing Dragon Ball FighterZ for?" You see the entire paragraph appear over his head. And if you're curious how I did that, a mask. A mask is basically just you tell the program, hey, I don't want the text to appear in anything either inside or outside of this mask. And then I just made an opacity mask that matched his webcam frame, and then just keyframed literally every single head movement. I don't. Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't know. No one's streaming. But yeah, so opacity mask on the text, keyframed every single frame to track his head. This way it looks more realistic, and I feel like it just looks nice and gives that kind of, again, the layered effect that I talked about before, trying to make it look nicer and make it trying to look a bit nice, a bit more kind of substantial. This was really, you guys are also buffering? Would it help if I up the bitrate? I don't know if that helps at all or not. I don't know how to stream. That's weird because Candy's got shit internet, so I feel like maybe do a refresh. But no, basically, for those of you who are curious, this clip comes from a guy called the Russian Badger. He makes a lot of like really interesting content, and actually he's the next subject for the video of the What I Learned series, talking about him and creating narrative. And so this is a clip from one of his older videos, and when I thought about making the Tims, I immediately thought about this video, and I just thought it'd be a cool transition to where the Tims are actually animating. The Tims are actually animating to push the video down to reveal the Tims underneath. And also, I don't know if you can hear this in the video itself, but something cool that I did was I had the music play diegetically, which basically just means that when the Tim comes down, you can hear the music playing. And then when the Tim pushes down more, the music gets slightly louder. And then when it finally pushes down, you hear the music come through and then scale down, which I just thought was like a little kind of cool effect that I had. Moving forward, this was kind of just a rush job. I didn't really know how to make this visually interesting, so I just had like some simple and quick animations just to make things look more interesting. And then this was just for reference of Unofficial Stream how it's for. This again, just visual gags, trying to get more to try to capture the energy that I had in the scene. This particular scene here was a pain in the ass. And it was a pain in the ass because, as you can tell, there are a lot of different moving parts. And basically what happens is that initially I had the idea of, I'll just import this frame I'll import this frame of this video from Fullmetal Alchemist into Photoshop, and then I'll Photoshop the faces onto the actual characters to make it look more realistic. That didn't work, and I spent 2 hours being frustrated at Photoshop for no reason. So what I ended up doing was basically just having the actual layer itself. This is also a really good song. A lot of good songs in this track. Basically just having the video exist on its own layer, and then having the heads just track or the logos just track with the layers. And then for this part, the text was going to actually animate it a bit more, but because I didn't realize until the very end that the fists don't really move, they're kind of just existing. So the whole like text tracking with the with the opacity box with the mask doesn't really do anything. It kind of just exists on top, which is a little bit weird. But then this was an idea that was recommended to me by my friend. It was basically just having this transition scene of Wreck-It Ralph. Again, one of the biggest difficulties was just having the keyframes track and text. If you're wondering why my videos take so long, it's because most of the time, or like I'd probably say like 80% of my work is in keyframes, making sure the text tracks and making it just a little bit more, that much more fidelity. Because I could have just had the pictures just exist on top of his heads, but I feel like by adding that little bit of like just tracking where my picture at least rotates with Ralph's head, the After Effects logo it tracks with Satan's head, it makes it just a little bit more visually interesting to see and a little bit more higher quality. Moving on, again, the white arrow was mostly just there to kind of fill space and look interesting. I'm not going to look at this because my computer lags out if I look at this. You've already seen this before. You can actually see it in the starting soon screen. I use it as part of it, but it's just a bunch of footage laid over it, and then the footage condenses itself into this image. Again, kind of experimenting with those ideas of making it feel much more fluid and feeling like things are going on behind the scenes, or the audience attention is always focused on one particular thing. Which is actually something that's really interesting. I just realized I'm on the wrong scene. Whoops. Which is something that I experimented a lot with in this video, like I said before, but there's one particular example that I can really show you that is, I think, a testament to that. Moving on, mostly just kind of having things animate and look nicer. By the way, this is just a completely random thought that I had while I'm talking. If you're wondering about why this entire bar up here is blurred, it's because, it spells out my full name. Like my first initial and like the majority of my last name up here. So I had to go through every single section of the video and blur out every single section of the video. And that was a pain in the ass. But I did it mostly just for safety and security reasons. Again, moving on, just kind of transitioning, talking about the Dragon Balls, those kinds of things. I really like this transition, honestly. Like, it was just, again, trying to create those natural transitions between different sections of the script. For those of you who don't really know what's going on, basically what happens is that there's a very interesting effect that I use a lot in this video, and I'm going to continue to use in a lot of other videos. I know, rookie mistake, honestly. It's just I'm devastated. I'm going to hang up my hat. I'm going to, quit editing forever. But no, there's an effect that I really like called transform, which basically you can have the keyframes of the video or whatever you want to animate using the position, scale, rotation of the actual like motion part of it itself. But transform basically just gives you more to work with. It lets you skew things, it lets you set a skew axis, rotation, opacity, and what I like to use, shutter angle. Shutter angle basically just gives a blur effect to a lot of different things. So, for example, for this, what I have happen is that I have the Hollow Knight come in and look like it's pushing the video on top away to reveal the video on bottom. And with the Hollow Knight itself, to actually give it that blur effect, or to actually give the video this kind of blur effect, I just increase the shutter angle dramatically to give it that nice kind of change in pace and shape and things like that. Moving on. You can, if you watch some of my video, or if you watch this particular video, you can kind of get a sense of what things were added in later or what things were added in earlier, because this, like the Jacques strap and the Seymour butts were added very late, because I feel like they don't really work well with the scene, and I feel like they don't necessarily like mesh well with the kind of flow of the video, but I put them in just because I had a joke about being a broke college grad in the beginning, and then I also repeated the joke with, again in the end, so I just kind of wanted to have some kind of visualization of that, and I felt like just pushing the coffee cup there was as interesting, if not more so. And then this I'm actually really proud of, because one, obviously I credit everybody from the videos that I borrow from. Shout out to Candy, Zizzle. I didn't ask Kanye specifically because I actually completely forgot that I included his clip in the video. But yeah, shout out to those guys. They're all really wonderful people, like I said in the end of the video. But basically, I credit everyone in this video. But for this, this was just a lot of text tracking. Basically, just setting up a bunch of keyframes to follow. Again, Kanye, I'm super sorry. But I just set up a bunch of keyframes to text track with the knight's head. But something interesting that I did was I took that same idea and I basically just imported a text file and the video of the fight going on, and I animated it in After Effects, where the text still exists, but it does this cool kind of spin effect where as the knight spins, the text track spins as well. And then the text track just continues. And those kinds of things. One thing I did want to point out, and again, it's a testament to like the little tiny details that I make, and I love making these little tiny details as much as I complain about them. If you notice, the text of the knight is behind the actual like health bar for the knight, which, if you know anything about After Effects, shouldn't make any sense because the text itself is above the actual video that you're watching. So what I did was I just made a bunch of opacity masks that outline the actual knight health bar. And so then it's basically just telling them, hey, I want everything outside of these opacity masks to not be shown. But the things that aren't being shown is the exact same video below. And you get this kind of cool effect where it looks like it exists so much more in the environment than it would be if the text were just to kind of exist over it. Super complicated, super unnecessary, but I love the little details to bits. Again, also just kind of some fancy text tracking that I like a lot. I just think it looks cool. I'll talk a little bit about this a little bit more in... Actually, no, this is actually coming up. One thing, I don't know if any of you have ever watched Mad Max, but one of the things that Mad Max does really well as a movie is always keeping audience attention, in the sense that as an audience member, if you're looking at a video like this, you're paying attention to a lot of different things. You're paying attention to the background video, you're paying attention to this Dragon Ball here, you're paying attention to whatever screens on text or animation or whatever, but your eyes get really tired. You're constantly looking at things, you're constantly trying to retain new information, you're constantly looking for the new thing to look to. And so one thing I tried to do with this video, and what I'm going to try to do with future videos, is basically tricking the audience into paying attention to where I want them to pay attention to. Either because there's new thing that's going to come in a little bit later that's in that particular position, or I don't want them to pay attention to something that's going off screen. And so something I did with this was that the Dragon Balls obviously exist on screen, but as the Dragon Ball animation ends, you're paying attention to this Dragon Ball up here. And then your eyes are already primed to look at Buffy existing there. So it's just one of those kind of like smaller techniques that I feel like really separates a good editor from a great editor and a bad editor from an okay editor, sort of thing. Not to toot my own horn, I'm just kind of... It's just, again, it's one of those kind of tiny things that I liked, and I'd like to like talking about those kinds of things. Fun behind-the-scenes detail, since we're talking about the night stuff. I deadass made a whole, like, particle effect for him, where his charge is made up of... Is that the end of the tape? I think it's the end of the tape. Alright, guess we'll move on to some lo-fi stuff. Can I not load the music? I think Spotify might have crashed. Anyways, we'll continue talking. I made a whole particle effect for the knight, in the sense that when he charges up, he has this whole particle effect going behind him, but I couldn't animate it properly because the cape itself is animated with a flutter effect that I have in After Effects, or that I use from After Effects, which gives it this cool kind of flutter effect that you see on screen, but I couldn't animate them with the actual pulses of the energy itself, so I just ended up animating the cape instead, which was not necessarily devastating, but it was kind of just sad, because I really liked it, and I just wanted to kind of have it there, but it didn't really end up working out. But just fun behind-the-scenes detail, and the amount of effort that went into this video. Just moving on, talking about those kinds of things. I think a prime example of the audience priming and just kind of focusing on those kinds of things is the... I guess I'm going to have to reopen Spotify because Spotify crashed. Never mind, Spotify's not responding. I guess we will just continue with that music, and I will set it up later. But yeah, so continue on. Talking about audience retention and talking about audience focus, I wanted to be able to transition between the scene from moving on from Buffy to the next scene with Kirby. So the way I did this is you have the animation come through, and you have it stick to the camera frame. Of course, all this depends on where and then the audience is already focused on this, so their eyes are already at kind of this eye level here. And so when you transition to the next scene, it's less intensive. It doesn't look as intense. And so then you move on to the next scene, and then your eyes you're here, and then the text is here on screen. Move it over there. Your eyes are following the text, and then your eyes are already there, ready to catch this, and you have it there, which is nice. And then again, this transition here was just accompanied by the transform effect. Kirby's just pushing the screen away and having it there. Again, transition. I don't know if anyone noticed this. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna assume people didn't see things or aren't really know what's going on here. But what's interesting about this is that you can see the video that is being played next, which is the Shroud stream alert, in the background here. I wanted to kind of mimic the way that the Twitch background has, and so it exists kind of in its own opacity layer right here with it just kind of its own opacity layer here with this, and then as the page turns, which was just something that I recorded, just fades away. Looks like it's an actual Twitch page, and then immediately into the explanation about interactive alerts. Just moving on, those kinds of things. This is mostly just 2 videos laid on top of each other. It's a pretty simple effect that I like using a lot. So I'm going to be doing a lot of fun facts in this stream. Fun fact for this particular stream, or for this particular video, I sent Zizzle a message saying, if you had to describe your... Hang on, I think I can actually pull it up. I said, for totally non-suspicious reasons, if you had to pick a clip that encapsulated you, your channel, and the general vibes of your streams, what would it be? And he sent me this dab clip. This isn't something I went searching for. This is something that Zizzle actively gave me as a culmination of this is who Zizzle thinks he is, and this is who Zizzle is as a person, which I think is just beautiful. Spotify doesn't want to respond, unfortunately, which is kind of annoying. Let me see if I can just pull up some... pull up Comfy Beats real quick, which is basically just the thing that I wanted to use there. Oops. Let me know how that sounds, because I'm using this from a browser source, so I'm not sure if this is the correct volume or anything like that. Yeah. So, it was just a really interesting thing because Zizzle was like, hey, if you had to pick one clip that would encapsulate you, he picks this particular dabbing clip. I just thought it was funny. Also, the chair effect that you see here is the same one that I'm using here. I ended up making this chair asset for the stream initially, and then I was like, okay, cool. What can I do with it? And then I was like, wait, what if I have this little thing where I'm talking about elements, then I have the chair appear, and then kind of appear and disappear to basically kind of encapsulate the point of the element. And then initially I had a whole animation played out for Candy, like where it would kind of show and like draw focus to the Pokemon animation. But because there was so much visual clutter going on screen, I didn't end up using it, which kind of sucks because I really like the animation. Moving forward, mostly just more hand stuff. If you're curious about what I'm writing in, by the way, I'm not sure if anyone is, but if you're curious about what I'm writing in, I basically wrote out all the notes and all the designs for this video in a notebook. And then I was like, wait, shit, I need a visualization of my design process. So then I just took those notes and copied them into a new notebook. So that's what me like working on stuff. And the reason this video is called Hail Mary is because, or this particular video file is called Hail Mary, is because initially, again, I had like a really complex After Effects animation planned, but Premiere refused to render, I kid you not, 3 frames. And it was like, sorry, I can't render these 3 frames, so I can't export the video file, and I can't, like, have you post the video. So I ended up just recording the video of the animation playing out, and then layering it over this animation. It is probably the smallest brain solution, or the smoothest brain solution I could think of, but it's a solution nonetheless. And the reason that these are so low quality is because I ended up borrowing the same method I used for the Spider-Man animation, which I talk about later in the video, for this particular video. So when you upscale them, it just looks really bad, unfortunately. And it wasn't something I hadn't planned on doing, but I couldn't really find a workaround for it. So I just ended up rolling with it. I'm gonna keep going. The rice paper door was initially something that I had drafted for Buffy. It was part of his, like, the idea... The part of the script was basically just, hey, the initial draft of the script was, I wanted Buffy to have a starting soon screen. And so I was going to use the animations of the stick figures as like kind of like little model animations, kind of like you see with the starting soon screen, where it's just something visually interesting to look at. And I felt like having the sprites active and animated just looked better and like kind of worked well with Buffy's aesthetic. So that was that. But then since the video pivoted, I couldn't find a way for it to work, so I just ended up using the rice paper screen as an example of, or just using it as a transition. And you can actually see me working on it in the background of the stick fight. But yeah, just kind of like the little small things. And again, a testament to how much stuff it kind of gets put away on the cutting room floor. This part is interesting because these like lighter or like kind of lime green areas here are an example of nesting, which is basically just where you take a bunch of individual layers and you put them together to make it easier for Premiere to process these things. This like kind of cool like keyframe effect, which basically just where I was talking about keyframes and I wanted a more visual example of keyframes, was basically just accomplished by taking the Spider-Man keyframes I already had, or the Spider-Man keyframes I already had, and then just using them in the video, which again is like the kind of smoothest brain solution I could think of, but it's just something I really enjoyed. So basically it's just a bunch of individual stills laid out to not only illustrate the different animations that Spider-Man goes through, but also just to give something that's a bit more visually interesting and a lot cooler to look at, which I like. Moving on, continuing forward. Again, I wanted to have some kind of animation here, but I ended up putting it on the cutting room floor just because it was too complicated and I didn't like it. This though, I'll talk about this particular sound file in a little bit, but this was just a transition between the ridiculousness of the setup of like, oh, I then took the individual sprites and reanimated them myself, and then just took them. I think this sprite reanimation process took me, I kid you not, like a month. Because what you don't see in the background, or what you see is in like these certain videos, is that I literally took a what's it called? I literally took the sprites, which you can get online. You can just take the sprites for Spider-Man in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, and I reanimated them. I kid you not. I just cut out each individual one, turned them into a green screen effect, keyed them out, and turned them back into an animation, which was so time-consuming and so tedious, and I'm sure there's a different way to do it, but by God, it looks really cool, and I like it a lot. And also, I have a bunch of Spider-Man sprites that I can use now, which I think is just kind of cool. But yeah, moving on. Obviously, then we have the goose. This is like the penultimate goose. But like I said before, there are two other geese in this video that if you want to look at, you can see them. They're somewhere in the video. Go find them. I encourage you to watch the video again, just because, like I said before, this video took me a lot of time and effort. If you're curious about how I did this, can I show you this? I actually don't think I have the files anymore. But effectively, what happened is that there is a program that you can download for your desktop called Annoying Goose, and basically what happens is that it basically just spawns a goose on your computer, and it will bring you files, it'll bring you notes, it'll like seal your mouse sometimes, and so what I did was I basically just recorded the goose bringing me different things on a green screen on my desktop, keyed it out, and then just made it look like the goose was actually on top of the video file that I was working with. Which is just, again, the smallest, like, smoothest brain solution I could think of, but I thought it was just a cool idea and I wanted to make it. And if you're curious, yes, every single step of the goose is individually put in. These are files that I took directly from the Untitled Goose Game, and the reason I did this was, one, because I wanted to have that kind of sound fidelity of the goose coming in, because obviously you're paying attention to the goose, and if there's no steps, it doesn't make much sense. But also because there's a section here where the goose moves much faster because it's at 200% speed, and also because he's a little bit angrier, or the idea is he's a little bit angrier. So I couldn't just reuse the steps from here, so I had to animate them individually to make them sound like they were working, or it was for the goose that was actually there. Again, smoothest brain solution I could possibly come up with, but I really enjoy it, and I liked it a lot. I just thought it was funny. Yeah, Angry Goose. That's what it was. Angry Goose. Hi, Silky. How are you? I don't know if any of Buffy's friends are still here. But for those of you who are curious, I'm going to shout out this man. Silky Sand is one of my longest time friends. I think he and I have been friends since first grade. I have known him in person in IRL, and he is my best friend, and I love him very much. So shout out to him. He's also really fucking smart at programming. So, you know, just as a heads up for that. Mostly just moving forward. I wanted to animate this text to look like something, much like I did for the animated text for the earlier part of the video, but I was just too tired and too frustrated at that point, and there's so much text on screen that I just ended up making it look like it just kind of exists in the scene, which I thought was just kind of a cool effect. Thank you, man. I love you very much. Gay stuff incorporated. Yes, that's a very good way to think about it. How does the audio sound, by the way, like in terms of like the music? Because unfortunately Spotify crashed, so I'm mostly just working off of YouTube stuff. But behind the scene idea, I initially wanted to actually bring Buffy's proper like goose animation here, but I couldn't find any example of him using it in his streams, so I just ended up like quick cutting between different sections. And so, you know, just keep moving forward. I don't know if anyone got this, but this was an RB and the Chief reference. That's good. This was an RB and the Chief reference. I haven't watched RB and the Chief, but I quote this line of so many sweet visual filters so much, and no one knows what I'm talking about. And so I just, it's just so dumb, and I love it. And again, just moving on, again, trying to incorporate that idea of stacking and having things more kind of fluid. These things are just kind of stacked to give the idea that there's something existing behind it, and you're kind of priming your brain for something being behind it. This, again, was much more of a late addition. It was basically just, I tried to illustrate the idea of isolating the goose from its environment, because, like, very clearly the goose is white and orange, and, like, I talk about this in the video specifically, but there's a lot of, like, kind of opposite colors that make the goose stand out from its environment, and the kind of isolation of the goose in this was just a way to illustrate that. And I don't think I did it very well, but it was just something that I did. Moving on, just kind of talking about stuff, mostly just sped up footage, talking about a bunch of different stuff. Goose animation, just to try to like it look whatever, and then the conclusion. Fun fact about the conclusion: I wrote, recorded, and edited the conclusion in one day. I was hyped up on so much caffeine that I woke up at like 2 a.m, and I was like, I gotta get this done. So everything you see on screen was done in a day. So that's why it's kind of a bit more kind of iffy in certain ways, but mostly just kind of there and looks nice. And then conclusion, just talking about those kinds of things. But yeah, that's pretty much the video itself. One thing that I'm very sad about, and I'm curious if I can actually pull this up. Let me quickly pause the music just because I need to focus for a second. One thing that I'm really sad about is the fact that there was a really, really funny visual gag for Buffy. Let me see if I can find it. The autosave. I want to say it's probably this one. I assume, because it was pretty late in development where I cut this out. But basically, it was a visual gag where where was it? It was Kirby. So it was. Is this it? It was talking about Kirby. So it was a little bit earlier. It's probably like. I don't think I can find the file right now, but basically what it was, and I talked a little about this on Buffy stream, basically it was just a dumb, like, fake commercial for Kirby Air Ride, where I had this whole, like, thing planned out where I was talking about, like, I couldn't really figure out a design I wanted for the Kirby animation, but I knew I wanted to play out, so I ended up, but then I remembered this, and it would basically just be a cut between Kirby, and it would basically just be me and Buffy arguing about how to set up Kirby Air Ride, because it was just one of those things where, like, it was just me and Buffy just bonding, like, bonding in air quotes, but like at least I think it was kind of bonding, like bonding over just such a dumb idea and like just arguing so much, and it hurt me so much to get rid of it. But it was one of the things that, like, as the script changed, it couldn't really fit within the actual dynamic of the video, so I had to scrap it. But it just didn't end up working out. But I think that's pretty much it, honestly, for like the more technical aspect of the video, in terms of like just interesting things that happened or kind of production elements that I really enjoyed. I'm gonna set some stuff up, so I'm gonna quickly just put on my changing scene screen real quick, and I'll talk about this a little bit. As much as I complain about After Effects and as much as I complain about a bunch of other stuff, I really enjoy working in this kind of stuff. My dream job is to work for a company like 100 Thieves or Rooster Teeth, just to be able to work for them and make cool shit. Because, again, it's very much an ass-backwards way of making things, but being able to think of things and be able to make things in such a kind of more dynamic way just feels good, and it makes me feel happy, because I feel like it really kind of challenges my mental state and really kind of forces me to be so much more creative with certain things. Actually, I can show you this. Where is it? I think I put it in my personal files. Internals, Stream Master folder, assets. Alright, I'll put this on real quick. So, there are a lot of things that I want to do for the stream. Obviously, the chair, the text, the backgrounds, like everything like that, I already made myself. But there are a couple of ideas that unfortunately I didn't get to incorporate that I really wanted to incorporate, just because I thought they were cool ideas. A couple of them, or at least I can show. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, Anna. Please go get some rest. Please go get some rest. Do not feel like you need to stay. For those of you who are staying, or for those of you who are listening in the background, if you're lurking, I do appreciate it a lot. But to finish my thought, I will. Don't worry about it. And I'm excited to watch more. What was it? More Code Geass on Saturday. To finish my thought, because my train of thought is everywhere. Here, I'll send a new one to you, Anna. There you go. But to finish my thought, a couple of things that I wanted to make, but unfortunately I didn't have a chance to actually make. Thank you, Kuma. Do not feel the need to say happy birthday. I appreciate it nonetheless. But a couple things that I wanted to. I will not. I will keep the stream up. I will keep it. It'll be on the channel. But no. So one of the things I wanted to incorporate was stinger transitions, which is basically just, instead of the kind of standard transition between like this and this and this, where it just kind of fades in and out. I wanted to have a stinger transition, and the idea was that I would have made like basically the inside of my little, like, not cardboard, but what's it called? Paper bag, like the inside of my paper bag hat. The idea being that the paper bag would go over your head or go over the front of the screen and basically just block it out. And then next scene would set up under it, and the paper bag would fly away, or like kind of like to be taken off your head. I didn't have a chance to set it up, but again, just one of the things I kind of wanted to set up for that. Another thing I wanted to set up was a particular scene or an idea I had for just an interesting and dynamic shot. And I actually talked about this with ZJ for a little bit, but basically the idea was that I would have taken a picture of my office, and I would have made basically a kind of drawing recreation of it, where using some kind of fancy effect plugins for OBS, I would have been stretched it this way it looked like it appeared on the computers, and then chat would appear here on the screen. Notifications would pop up from my phone and just kind of give it that more dynamic look. Again, didn't have a chance to actually make it, didn't have a chance to finish it, but it's just one of those cool things that I had. Another thing that kind of made me sad was I learned that unless you can like have a channel member system for YouTube Live, there is no way to make notifications pop up for like new channel subscribers. Like if you just want to subscribe to the channel, not like join as a channel member, but just subscribe in general. And so something I made this morning, but I didn't have a chance to make, That's not what I'm looking for. Where is it? Is it? Oh, it's the Chibi notification. Something I made this morning but didn't have a chance to fully incorporate yet. Was. Is this gonna load? I know it's loading. Okay, just takes a little bit. But something I wanted to make, but I didn't necessarily have a chance to incorporate yet, was this scene, which is basically just a simple animation of my character, which I basically just ripped from this sitting pose. This like reference. Where is it? I don't know where it is in this particular layer. Basically, there was a sitting pose reference that I used, and I basically just redrew it, recreated it, and then animated it in After Effects. And so the animation just would have been as simple, hey, just like that, just a very simple kind of pop-up animation that would have popped up on screen whenever someone subscribed. Unfortunately, like I said, there's no way to make just notifications for subscriptions, or like Twitter follows, or Instagram follows, or whatever. So it just made me kind of sad that I never got to use it. But I guess this is actually a good segue for me to talk about After Effects. This is After Effects. This is what I stared at for a long time when I was working on the video. I like to think about it as not necessarily Premiere Plus or Premiere Pro Plus, but if Premiere Pro works in 2 dimensions, in the sense that you can stack things on top of each other, Premiere Pro lets you think in 3 dimensions, where although I can make very simple animations like this, where my character pops up and you have the very the very standard tools you have from Premiere, you can do some really cool things with After Effects where you can have 3D. Yeah, I made it in a day. It was kind of weird. Again, it's one of those things where if I'm very motivated on something, or if I have an idea and I really want to make it, I hyper focus on it, and it's I wouldn't say easier for me to make, but it's something that I like to make. But no, it was basically it allows you to make really cool 3D effects. So for example, if I wanted to do something where I haven't experimented with this as much as anything else, but you can basically make 3D environments in After Effects. Where, for example, let's say I want to have the camera, or if I wanted to make this cool 3D, let's say I have a 3D model of a Rubik's Cube, and I wanted the camera to track around the model of the Rubik's Cube and kind of show all of its facets. Instead of moving the cube around in the environment, I could just move the camera and have the camera capture all the different facets of it, which makes for some really cool and really kind of complicated scenes where in more mainstream movies and with CGI and things like that, they use a lot of After Effects and they use a lot of custom parameters and code. But I mostly just make these kind of simple animations to kind of flesh things out. I don't have anything specific planned for using the 3D camera, but if I can think of an idea, I certainly will try to use it. But this is basically just what I look at when it comes to After Effects. I like After Effects in this particular sense because it gives you a very nice visualization of what you're looking at in terms of where the keyframes are, where everything is, in a nice kind of layer. But if you want to see it taken to what I call but basically just to kind of its logical extent, not necessarily its logical extent, but how I really pushed it. Let me see if I can find it. I think I put it in my rough drafts, right? Yeah, rough drafts. It was the Ninja Genie, right? Is this it? Yes, this is it. All right. This is me taking it to its most logical conclusion, which is a lot. It is the animation that you see play out on screen of Spider-Man falling out is not one fluid animation. It looks like one fluid animation, but effectively it is a bunch of mini Spider-Man movies compiled together. What I did was I took the individual frames. It's actually not Minecraft music. It's if I'm allowed, I must say I'm allowed to do shouts. It's my own stream. I can do shouts whoever I want. There's a YouTuber that I really like called Lily Pichu. She's a very kind of chill streamer. She's I don't know if you know who Michael Reeves is. She's dating Michael Reeves. But she's obviously much more known than that. But she also has a channel called Comfy Beats, which is what we're listening to right now. And all of it's DMCA free, copyright free. You can play it on your streams, and you won't get any DMC takedowns, and it's perfect. I was actually going to play. Oh, hi Nico, what's up? man, I'm happy you got here. Hi, what's up? Again, shout out to Nico. Man made the music for this entire video and what we were listening to at the beginning of the stream. Go follow him on Bandcamp. Go follow him on Spotify. It should be just Nico Santos, or I think. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, basically to kind of go back to what I was thinking about. Basically what I did was I took the individual sprites, I reanimated them in Photoshop, imported those animations into After Effects, and then I'm glad to hear, man. Imported those individual animations into After Effects. See, as you can see here, this is just one simple animation of Spider-Man falling, which is basically just a bunch of pictures that I compiled together into one animation. But basically what I did was I made an animation path for Spider-Man. So it basically just told the program, hey, I want you to play out this particular animation, then move to the next animation, then move to the next animation, move to the next animation, move to the next animation, and keep going. Just keep going and keep playing those animations over and over again. This web shot by itself was its own animation. And you can't see it in the video, but there's actually like a really cool thing where I wanted each element to appear and disappear, so this way it could really be put in any type of environment. And so one way I did this was I had this cutter from Kirby Air Ride. I had it come in, cut away. The rope. Rope falls away. Spider-Man's like, well, I guess that's a thing, and then just jumps away. Again, just kind of having those elements appear and disappear, and having it much more kind of. I don't think diegetic's the right word, but it's certainly a way that it happened, and I liked it, and I just thought it was cool. But yeah, this is probably me pushing After Effects to its logical limits, at least for this particular video. There are so much more cool things that you can do with it, but it's just something that you do, and it's something that happens, and it's very complicated, and this is a very large file, and my computer lags out even just trying to drag through this timeline. But I'm satisfied with the end product, and I feel like it was just kind of cool. We've got about 20 more minutes until we switch over to Titanfall 2. So what I'm going to do is I can show you a bit more kind of behind the scenes stuff of something else I wanted to do for the stream. Let me see if I can just pull it up real quick. Again, also, I apologize if I'm speaking too fast. It's a combination of I'm nervous and also just because this is just my natural talking tone. My brain's working at like 1,000,000 miles a minute. Something else I wanted to incorporate was like a social media ticker tape. Which basically just like a rotating metric that would appear on screen, basically telling you, hey, like, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Hi, Anna, how are you? I just realized I said your name out loud. I am so sorry. Hi, Slasian, how are you? But no, basically it would have been like a rotating metric to kind of show like, hey, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, follow me on TikTok, those kinds of things. Which, by the way, for those of you who don't know, I now have an Instagram. I made one a couple of days ago. Thank you, Anna. I appreciate it. I made an Instagram. It's just some random guy you never met. It will probably mostly just be pictures of my cats. And like, my setup pictures, like if I go do anything interesting or, if I say anything interesting, those kinds of things. Kanye, you cannot talk bad about me almost doxing or saying someone's real name when you have doxed your sister multiple times. And I know that for a fact because she has told me. But yeah, so I have an Instagram. It's some random guy you never met. You can follow me there if you would like. I also have a TikTok. It's just some random guy you never met. I tried following you, Kuma, because I know that there is a... I know that you have a TikTok. I just went off of your Twitter @ I don't think it's accurate. So if you want to follow me, I can follow you back. Just because someone doxes you first does not mean you should dox someone else. Yeah, so this is my TikTok. I have one TikTok. It's basically just something I threw together in like an hour just to have something up on the page. I was gonna make another one today. But I ran out of time actually making all the other elements you see on screen. They are siblings and they love each other very much. But effectively, I will probably make it tomorrow, and you can post it on my TikTok if you want to follow me there. Obviously, I also have Twitter. Twitter is probably where I'm the most active. I'm still getting used to TikTok. I'm still getting used to Instagram because I'm old as shit. But yeah, if you want to go follow me there, again, Instagram most likely will be cat pictures. TikTok will mostly likely just be like very kind of short vignettes. like short vignettes or kind of just like shorter stories or just like kind of dumb ideas. I have an idea for I have a couple ideas already in my notebook. But if you're interested, you can follow me there. Also, this song, one of my favorite Lily Peaches, Sunshine and Butterflies, really good. Finishing up because we have 15 minutes left. So the animation that I showed you is obviously it's I call it version 3. A vignette is just kind of like a small story. Like if you ever watch like Love, Death and Robots, like those are called vignettes. They're small stories. It's not like a full overarching story. They're smaller stories. I don't speak Southern slang, unfortunately. But no, so so while obviously the kind of subscriber notification, it was something that I had made in a day. I initially had a different animation planned where it was something much more complex, where it was, where is it? Where it was this. It was this character where the character would just kind of sit on screen, much like the little animation you see with the what's it called, the paper bag, and it would kind of sit on screen, and then when someone would subscribe, it would appear. Yeah, that's a very good one. Tails, you're doing around the file while you're dripping with friends. Basically, the idea was that this character would just kind of sit on screen, and then when someone subscribed, the arm would come up, it would do a little animation. Using the techniques pretty similar to what I did for the Hollow Knight animation, which is basically just using some masking to have one mask of one paper bag exist without the eyes, and then another mask exists with the paper eyes, and then just have them look like they're blinking. Kind of like I did with the blinking up top if you look above chat, but a little bit different, a little bit more complicated. I ended up scrapping this just because it was a little bit too complicated for my taste, and also just because I just didn't have time. It just didn't really work out for me. But something interesting as well is that if we also open up, where is it? Hang on. I'll see if I can pull it up real quick. It's the stream thumbnail. I don't know if you can see it when you're looking at the screen itself, but if we look at the assets for the stream, where is it? Thumbnail. The actual thumbnail itself, if we look at this, it's based off of the same body type. I used a reference pose of just someone sitting like this, and I just kind of drew over it to give it a general sense, and I edited a couple of things, like more broader shoulders, defined more of a chest area, added the gloves just to make it look more interesting. But same thing for this. I drew the Turtwig myself based off of a Turtwig I found online, added the birthday hat, made the birthday cake. This is actually just a YouTube logo, just to have it there. And then this is me. This is probably the closest you will get to a quote unquote face reveal, in the sense, or actually not necessarily, but in a weird way, in the sense that this is what I actually look like. This is my favorite hoodie of all time. It is a Pumpkin Pete's marshmallow hoodie from Ruby. I wear it all the time. It's like my comfort hoodie, and I wear a lot of jeans. I'm actually just wearing a pair of jeans now. I wear a lot of darker jeans, like a lot of graphic tees and things like that. I don't know. I just thought it was just interesting to have. And I mean, that's about it. Obviously, there are things I could talk about, like for the different layers, and about like how each layer, like it's like the sandwich analogy that I used in the beginning of the stream, where different layers affect certain things. Like for example, if I were to move Turtwig over here, Turtwig is like behind the cake now, where like depending on where it exists in the layer, determines what is shown and what isn't shown, which allows you to get some really cool effects, but also have some really interesting things. But that's pretty much it for Photoshop and for those kinds of things. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I can really show you in terms of stuff. I can show this because I showed Noah this before. My friend Noah. This is an idea I had for kind of taking the kind of animation for the like a quote unquote animation that you see for the animation that you see for my character in the bottom right. In the sense that, you know, if I were to play like a fighting game with somebody, or if I were to play like a couch co-op game with somebody, I'd have it, I'd have my head here and I'd have their character here, and it's almost like you're kind of watching us play in the game. And again, I feel like it gives it much more of a dynamic feeling, and it looks much better. And just again, kind of adds on to those things that look nicer. Don't know if I'll ever stream again, but I just thought it was just an interesting concept to put forward. And with that said, I actually think that's the perfect time to switch over to Titanfall. Before I switch over, does anyone have any questions they'd like to ask? Because I know I talk very fast, and I know I speak very quickly, but I like talking about these kinds of things. And if you have any questions you want to ask, or if there's anything you want to know, I'd be more than happy to answer it to the best of my kind of scuffed ability. I had to develop a client base first. Yeah, so while I get this set up, just enjoy this kind of idle animation that I have. I can talk a little bit about that. Oh, fuck you, Buffy. God damn it. Hang on a second. This motherfucker got me a birthday present. God damn it. God damn it. Now I have to play it. God damn it. All right, I'm gonna have to play that game now. God damn it. God damn it. Wait, what? I got Spotify working on a web browser. So hopefully that'll have something a bit more interesting to do and something more interesting to look at while I finish getting things set up. That's good. Like I said before, my brain is very weird in the sense that my brain thinks a lot faster than my mouth speaks. So a lot of the time I'll be like talking about something, or I'll be thinking about something, and then sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Or like it's very kind of like erratic. Oh, actually, this is actually a good thing that I can show you. One last thing that I can show you before. Actually, no, I can get to a game first. By the way, Silky, I know you're currently hanging out with Anna. I know you're currently hanging out with Slasian. Actually, no, never mind. I was trying to formulate a sentence there, and my brain just quit halfway through. I apologize. I'm gonna boot up Titanfall and just shut up. In the meantime, I can talk. While that boots up, I can kind of show you what's going on with this. Or I can kind of explain what's going on with the starting soon screen. Basically, it's just a 5-minute video that I put on a loop. It's a combination of videos that you have seen and videos you have not seen. So if you're interested in any of the videos that you haven't seen, stick around and find out. Watch subscribe to my channel. And maybe you'll see some of the other stuff you can see. And if you can identify what the videos are, good on you, honestly, because it's a lot of stuff to see. But just kind of see. It's a very common problem from what I've seen. But yeah, so it's effectively just a bunch of different videos that I kind of I put together using a combination of the flutter effect that I showed earlier on, but also a different filter that I took from a different video that you guys haven't seen, and basically it's the flutter effect combined with some blur, then maybe 2 or 3 frames of the video unblurred, then the other blur, or then the other filter, then hard cut to the other video with the same blur, but then cut to the next video, but then cut to it with the flutter filter. So it plays in the background and kind of exists, but it's also its own thing, which I think is just kind of cool. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I like it a lot just because I think it's a very kind of simple thing in the sense that there's something to look at in the background, but then there's also the spectralizer which you can look at, which I think is just kind of cool and kind of interesting, which I like a lot. I'm mostly just killing time waiting for Titanfall to load up. But now that's all loaded up. Hey, we're playing some Titanfall 2. Look at that. By the way, if you noticed, I have a custom. I changed some things a little bit. If we go back to the editing screen, we have that. But then, as you can see, pilot helmet. For those of you who have not played Titanfall 2, Titanfall 2 is it's very near and dear to my heart in the sense that I love it very much and I like playing it. But also because the pilots in the game are people who they're like basically like not necessarily genetically engineered, but they're like specific. They're like engineered in a very specific way, and they have like jump jets and they can wall ride and do all these cool things. And the helmet you see on screen is kind of like a rough estimation of the pilot helmet that you see there. Yeah, sure. Just give me like 2 seconds. It's loading up right now. And again, it's just one of those things where it's like I wanted something to be shown on screen that was not necessarily a face cam because I'm not a big fan of face cam, but something that just kind of like. Still something to look at and still something to visualize in that particular sense. And it's just cool. It uses the same background tech as the paper bag animation, but I just think it's kind of cool and I like it a lot. Although Titanfall 2 is taking a long time to load up, which is a little bit concerning. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Let me quickly just... Where is it? There we go. Yes. Silky's in there. Perfect. So while we wait for a game to start, I'll quickly explain what this is. So obviously you have your pilot, who is your pilot. You have your weapons. You have your options of primary, secondary, tertiary. Primary being assault rifles, submachine guns, light machine guns, sniper rifles, shotguns, grenadiers, pistols. Then you have anti-Titan weapons and your regular weapons. Wait, are you? Hang on. Are you the party leader, or are you? Because I don't know how. Because I'm not sure if I can promote you to party leader. Oh yeah, there you go. Perfect. But yeah, so that's how you customize your pilot. You have your primary, secondary, tertiary. Why has the party been disbanded? What? All right. Well, we wait for that. While we wait for Silky to get that set up. All right. I'm not gonna touch anything. Yeah. Why is it disbanding? Here, let me try it. I'll try it for a second. Try now, just to see what happens. Accept the invite if you can. Oh, nice. Okay. So yeah. So to finish my thought, primary, secondary, tertiary. Your secondary, at least for me, I like to use is anti-Titan weapons. They're specifically made to fuck over Titans. The charge rifle, you charge it up, shoots a beam, pretty simple. My favorite, the MGL mag launcher, shoots like magnetic grenades that stick to Titans. Thunderbolt shoots as a slow-moving projectile, hits enemy Titans. Archer is a lock-on rocket launcher. Then you got your secondaries of tertiaries. You got your pistols, pretty standard. Revolver, regular pistol, full auto pistol. And then your anti-Titan weapons. You have your abilities, which are tacticals, which are basically just like cool augments you can have. Cloak, go invisible. Pulse blade, you throw out a blade, it scans the area. Grapple, throw a grappling hook. Stim, super fast. AWOL, you create a particle-sized wall that amps outgoing shots. Phase shift, you phase into a different dimension. And my favorite is Hollow Pilot. I like Hollow Pilot because I like the helmet. That's it. Like, it's the only reason I like it. It's a bit of a shit ability, but honestly, I like it. And obviously, it's a multiplayer game. It's a multiplayer first-person shooter game centered around Titan versus Pilot, and Pilot versus Pilot, and Titan versus Titan combat. I think it's just better if I show you once we load into this match. Obviously, let me know how the volume sounds as well in terms of not only my mic but also in terms of the game. I'm gonna actually forego my traditional loadout. And I'm gonna put on this one because I just kind of want to have fun for this particular match. Oh yeah, first strike, nice. Silky got first strike. But yeah, I mean, the kind of mobility that you can get off in this game is kind of insane in the sense that, like, you can, like, just fly around and just do a bunch of cool shit and just... there we go. last grenade in the pouch. There we go. But yeah, the kind of movement that you can get in this game is insane. And honestly, it's one of my favorite aspects of this game is the fact that there's just so much movement and so much tech that you can do that it's just so much fun. And I love this game to bits. I only recently started playing it. Wait, what's debatable? The fact that the campaign made you cry or the fact that it's a good game? Because it's a good game, Kuma. But no, I guess I'll try to explain what's going on. This game mode is called Attrition. It's basically just team deathmatch on steroids. You try to kill pilots, but you can also you try to get to 750 points, I think. Try to get to 750 points, but you can also kill grunts, which are basically just like AI-controlled things that wander around the map. But then you also have, you can kill pilots, and then, you know, call down your Titan. Simple, like, team deathmatch, kind of fun. It's pretty much it. There are also other games. Okay, okay, well, you're biased because you play nothing but Apex. I don't have an opinion about whether or not it's better than Apex, mostly just because I love games both to death. But I do like this game a lot. How's the playback going, by the way, in terms of streaming? Any like frame drops or anything like that? I can't really tell. The playback seems fine on my end, but I might have to up the what's it called? The bitrate. No, it's an old game. It was released in 2016, right between Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. But like I said, it's just got a soft spot in my heart. By the way, the Titan I'm currently playing, their name is Ion. Yeah, I'm gonna say their name because even though it's got a female voice, I never asked. Basically, their name is Ion. They've got like this cool, like Ion. They've got like this cool like pulse, not really pulse, but it's like a plasma gun, I guess you would call it. It can be shot like regularly, or it has, if you aim down sight, which is what I'm trying to do, you can split up the beam multiple different ways. And oh, hang on. There you go. You can split the beam multiple different ways, which allows you to hit more targets consistently. But then you also have a vortex shield, which allows you to absorb more incoming damage and like spit them back at the enemy. And then you have your laser shot which basically just shoots out like a small laser. And it's really good for sniping pilots, honestly. Like, it's like surprisingly good if you can like figure out the hitbox for the laser. And then your core, which is basically your ultimate if you're an Overwatch fan or if you're an Apex fan, is a just big fuck off chest laser. And I love it so much just because it's so ridiculous. Because people think like, oh, you know, Ion, like they're super useless by themselves. Like, you know, I couldn't possibly be hurt by them. And then suddenly it's just a big fuck off laser. I'll talk more about the Titans a little bit later when I get to it, just in terms of what they do and their different abilities. But I'll probably switch off to a different Titan, and I'll show off the different Titans. And if you want me to play a particular Titan, let me know. Oh, cool! I got my laser core. All right. I got killed by a pilot sentry. Actually, this will be a good time because then I can switch over to a different Titan. So the different Titans you have are Ion, Scorch, Northstar, Ronin, Tone, Legion, Monarch. Ion, I already showed you. Scorch, basically it's just fire, the Titan. Northstar, Sniper Titan. Ronin, shotgun, sword, like they're up close and personal. Tone, never played Tone. It's kind of a meme in the community since Tone's an asshole. Legion is basically just big gun, the Titan, and then Monarch is probably my second favorite in the sense that you're very adaptable and you can like mix and match your Titan to make different things, because the majority of other Titans have just a very kind of set kit about what they do and how they do it. Oh, I just got punched. They have like a very set kit about what they do and how they do it. But yeah, that's pretty much what the Titans are and what they do. God, run away, run away. All right, this is perfect because this Thunderbolt moves really slowly, and I can just spam this down the hallway and just kill a bunch of Titans. Mostly just trying to bob and weave now, trying to dodge people. Oh god! Oh, damn it. I'm trying to just bob and weave people. I'm going to keep gushing about this game just because I love it so much. But one of the things I love about this game is just its fast and frenetic pace in the sense that, like, if you die to someone, like, who's camping, you can't really be that mad because this game really, like, disincentivizes camping because it's hard to. Like, obviously you can camp with, like a big fuck-off machine gun and an AWOL and things like that, but when everyone can just, like, move around you and do a bunch of different stuff and just fly everywhere, it's just so much more fun. And I feel like it's so much more dynamic than most first-person shooters during its time, but also especially now. I know that me and Silky play this a lot just because it's like one of our go-to games to play. Because obviously you can like try hard and you can like focus on a bunch of different things and you can do a bunch of different stuff, but you don't really have to. You can also just kind of turn off your brain and just kind of vibe. Because like at the very beginning, I was mostly just kind of talking to you guys, trying to explain different things, and I got like a bunch of softball kills, which I'm very proud of. But yes, this is Legion. I gotta work on filling the silence, or not filling the silence, but like being comfortable with silence. This is Legion. Their main ability is just big fuck off gun. It's got a lot of bullets. It shoots them very fast. Silky, no. You're very smart. You're the smartest fucking coder I've ever met. But yeah, it's basically just big fuck off gun. It shoots really quickly. It mows down people instantly. It's really good. His tactical ability is basically depending on what fire mode you have, which is often what you see when I'm doing this. I'm just switching between different fire modes. One fire mode is a shotgun blast, like that. And the other one is a long range mode, which basically just fires really quickly and really effectively. He's also got a gun shield, which allows him to protect from certain things. This Scorch is gonna run my shit if I'm not careful. Oh god, what the heck is a Monarch doing here? Oh god, hang on. Also, this is his ultimate. It's Smart Core. It's basically just big fuck off gun, but with infinite bullets for a set period of time. I'm gonna die here if I'm not careful, because this robot's gonna kill me. There's a Titan here, I thought. Really? No. Yeah, there is. He's right there. Unfortunately, if you have the gun shield up, you can't dodge or you can't move. So. Oh god. So what you just saw was an execution. When you're in your Titan, if your Titan spawns with a certain amount of health and a certain amount of shields, and the shields don't regenerate, but the health can regenerate if you find batteries or whatever. But if you're in a doom state, which is basically when your bar goes red like that, give me a second. I'm gonna style on this dude. Which is when your bar goes yellow and red like that. The pilots can easily just snipe you out of the sky. But also because if an enemy Titan walks towards you and basically just holds the melee key like you would like an assassination in Halo Reach, because it's a perfect way to think about it. They can assassinate you and instantly kill you no matter what your. Wow, that was impressive. No matter what your health is, and basically just snipe you out of the air, and just instantly destroy you. And it's kind of insane, but also at the same time it's just crazy. I'm gonna die here if I'm not careful. There we go. Jesus Christ, I almost died there. Good thing I didn't, because I'm a fucking badass. Hey, look at that! Oh, it's 650, not 750. My bad. I apologize if this is all also really frenetic in the sense of I'm just flying around trying to kill things, but that's kind of the nature of the softball. You have to be moving. I'll switch over to a more kind of standard gun. Things look a bit nicer and things like that, but I guess we'll see. Also, let me quickly just increase the settings real quick so I can increase my where is it? We'll up the bitrate a bit just so we have a bit cleaner screen. I'll do 4750. Nice. And this is actually good because even though I'm dead, I can talk to you about my favorite part of the game, which is that at the end of a match, whether you win or lose, there's what's called an evacuation sequence. Basically, everyone goes into permadeath. If you're dead, you're dead, and the losing team has to evacuate. If you get to the dropship as a losing team and you successfully evacuate, because you can destroy the ship as the winning team, then you can escape. And it's shown as a loss on the record, but you gain all the points or like all the experience you would get as though you were to win that match. And you know, it's just one of those more interesting things that I like about this game. Again, I'll gush about this game forever, and I'll convince everyone to play this game, but I love it so much. And it's just so good. I like it. And again, it's dumb, and my brain thinks too quickly for me to actually effectively articulate what's going on and how to use it and those kinds of things. But I don't know. It's just one of those weird games that I really like. I guess I'll take a breath, breathe, take a break. How's everyone doing tonight? I know I didn't ask that, I'm sorry. I've mostly just been nervous and just try to talk. Forward-based Kodai. This one's a good one. I like this one a lot. It's not my favorite map. I think my favorite map is probably Glitch, which hopefully we'll get into tonight. Alright, I'm gonna go with backup battery for this one, and we're gonna go with this one, pistol. That's another thing I like about this game as well, is the fact that, generally speaking, this game is very non-toxic. In the sense that, everyone wants to be here, everyone wants to learn how to play the game, and everyone wants to, make sure people enjoy the game. There is one, I guess we'd call him a bad apple, in the sense that, he's a guy who has been DDoSing Titanfall 2 servers, but is also DDoSing, he's a guy who's been DDoSing Titanfall 2 servers, but he's also DDoSed Titanfall 1 servers to the point where they were completely unusable. And no one could play on them, no one could use them. But besides that, everyone in this community is generally very nice and very accepting, and just wants people to have fun and wants people to do well. Even if you get stomped. Well, it's glad to hear it, ZJ. And you're right, it is getting hotter, honestly. It's really humid where I live. It's ridiculously humid, I hate it. It's not as humid in the south, obviously, but God forbid you tell someone from the south that it's humid or hot. You'd be like, God damn, you live in the south, live and breathe sweat. But no, everyone's in this chat, everyone here. Basically, yes, because, fun fact, this game was made by old Infinity Ward developers, which is basically just... Hang on a second, I'm going to try and sneak up on this guy. This game was made by Jason Zampella, who was one of the original developers who was one of the lead developers for Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2. So, i.e. the two best Modern Warfare games. And just, wow, I just got sniped. But, yeah, so they eventually, when they had a creative disagreement with Activision about how to make Modern Warfare 3. They left. They took a lot of their old staff with them. They made Respawn Entertainment, and then they made this game, and then sold out to EA. later. Oh, come on. Oh, God. God damn it. One thing I want to show you guys is the assassinations in this game, just because they're super cool. But also because one thing I like about this game as well is the sense of progression. Obviously, you have like skins and things like that. Obviously, you have skins and things like that, but you also have hey, look at that! It's an assassination. Just what I was talking about. Obviously, you have like skins and things like that to show off like what you want to do. But one of the things I like about the progression system is the fact that, at least for the assassinations, you can get different assassinations depending on how many assassinations you do. So the more you do, the more you unlock. But also, there are specific challenges for unique assassinations. Bitten ball. Would you meant to say bow? I don't know what you said, Nico. I'm sorry. But no, like there's a very cool assassination where if you have a there's a tactical in this game called a pulse blade, which is basically just a blade that you throw and it scans the area and it reveals people. But if you kill 10 people with the pulse blade, i.e., if you hit a moving target with the pulse blade 10 times, you can unlock a unique assassination in which you basically just jump on top of the person and just drive a fucking pulse blade into their skull, and it is the coolest thing I have ever seen in my entire goddamn life. I actually got knee to the face. It's kind of, oh god. It's kind of weird in the sense that I'm really good with this softball, which is like a very niche weapon. It's a grenade launcher. It fires very weird projectiles, but like every other gun and like even the SMGs and the assault rifles, like Kuma. Yeah, Kuma knows this because Kuma and I have played a lot of Apex together. But like, I'm terrible with basically anything that isn't that is what we would consider a meta weapon. I just blew myself up. I'm dumb. But it's considered like more of a meta weapon. But like non-meta weapons, like the softball, the bow, like I like to think I'm like at least decent at those kinds of things. Maybe it's just my weird like monkey brain. I don't know. Missed all my shots there. I'm about to lose a big chunk of health here if I'm not careful. I'm gonna lose this range fight if I'm not careful. I'm gonna lose this range fight. So that Titan over there is Tone. Tone is an asshole because Tone basically just has a kit of they have a 40mm. Yeah, unfortunately, I self-exploded. Tone has a 40mm launcher, which obviously kills pilots in one shot, but also because if you land 3 successful shots on a Titan, which is pretty easy to do, you get a lock-on. And then with those lock-ons, you basically just lose a free... you basically just shoot those lock-on missiles to anybody, and it does an insane amount of damage. It's ridiculous, honestly. Oh, God. Why would you eject? I just gave you a battery! God damn it, Silky. Also, he has a sonar pulse, which is really annoying because... Whoop! He has a sonar pulse, which is really annoying because... oh, God. Oh, God damn it. He has a sonar pulse, which is really annoying because it also gives you a lock-on, and also he has a barrier, which is annoying because it has a lot of health and it's hard to get past. God. I can never. Thank you, Silky. I can never figure out the effective range for this. It's so weird. For melee. There we go. Also, Kumo, if you're wondering how I got so good with the wingman, this is how. Just practicing with this, that's all. There should be a vent here I can... Jesus Christ. I don't know what you're referring to, Mr. Pichu, but I assume... I think I know who this is, because I remember seeing your Discord. I remember seeing your Discord avatar. I assume you're from Silky's server. I appreciate you coming to see me. Welcome to, like, the first and probably only stream I'll ever do. Because I made a promise to an online friend of mine that I would stream at least once. You missed all the boring nerd shit. Which is basically just me talking about my video, like how I did it. Oh, God. Oh. Oops. Actually, can I change my Titan and still have my Titan meter full? I'm curious. I guess we'll find out. I want to play Monarch. I can. Nice. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday. Thank you. Technically, it's not my birthday yet. My birthday will be in an hour and 10 minutes. Although I'm not even sure. So Monarch is interesting in the sense that they have a energy siphon, which basically just allows you to take energy from. I'm getting hit from all sides here. It allows you to take energy from enemy Titans and steal them. It allows you to take energy from enemy Titans and repair your shields with them. You have a cluster of missiles, which are unguided, but you can simply just hit somebody in the face with them if you're close enough. And then you have a rearm, which basically allows you to recharge all of your abilities. And I'm about to lose this fight again. God damn it. There's going to be a guy below me, right? No. Alright, well, thanks for hanging out, at least. I will take your view counts for something, at least. Kuma, I just saw what you put in chat. I don't know what that is, and I don't want to know. Please never call me that ever again. Much like how Candy said step random and step bro to me. Please never call me that ever again. I am scared. I am terrified. Just stop. Although if you do want to hire me out on egirl.gg, you can find my profile in my description. Fuck. God damn it.
They aren't winning by much. Take them out, 6-4.
Now, whether or not that was a joke is up for you to decide. This Scorch is about to kill me if I'm not careful. Yep, I'm about to die here. Nope. I'm gonna dodge this because I'm a superhero and I'm a badass. Don't worry about it. Yeah, badass. All right. No, god damn it. I'm mostly just using the wingman as an excuse to kind of show off of the movement in this game, but also it covers up the fact that I'm just atrocious. Oh god. No, get out of here. Get out of here. I'm getting out of here. Later. Later, nerd. No! The Great Escape. Are you serious? God damn it. Also, if you couldn't tell, I get very, not vocal, but I get very, like, energetic when I play games. So hopefully I can get to the ship and not die, but we will see. So I'm going to try and do this, and yes, I'm in! So you teleport to the ship, and you try to get out, and hopefully they don't actually kill us here, because they can actually blow up the ship if we're not careful. Please leave. Yes, okay. So So we got out. We escaped successfully. And basically what that means is that technically on my win-loss record counter or whatever, it still counts as a loss, but I still get the benefits of winning in the sense that I get all the XP and stuff, which is nice. God, I smell like cologne. I smell like cologne and sadness. I think my office is tiny, so... I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, I just got notifications from my phone. Thank you, ZJ Citric Acid AG. ZJ Citric Acid G for the follow on Instagram, and thank you very much to Silky for the follow on Instagram as well. I appreciate it. Again, it's mostly just gonna be pictures of my cat. It's mostly just gonna be pictures of my setup or where I'm going or what I'm doing, but you will see. While we wait, does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any questions either about me or about the game or anything like that? Because I feel like I'm just kind of rushing past things and trying to explain things without having any kind of proper explanation. Oh, actually, this is good because I can talk about two things in this match, which is perfect. I'm going to switch over to the Volt for this one, I think. I can talk about two things here, which is actually nice. One, for a project that I'm currently working on, or for the vaccine, Jesus Christ, I just read that chat message. For a project that I'm currently working on, but I don't know when it'll be released. Probably not for a while now I think about it, but I modified some game files in this game because I need some Titanfall 2 footage. I need some multiplayer Titanfall 2 footage, but I need it to be more kind of dynamic, I guess you would call it. And one of the ways I do that is this. It's basically just a custom keybind where I can press one button and it gets rid of the HUD and it just looks cool. And I just think it looks nice in certain circumstances. How many revolutions around the sun have you done? Well, in an hour and 4 minutes, I will have done 20. In an hour and 4 minutes, I will have done 23. Honestly, I just lost like all sense of speech there because I just got shot in the face, just like so hard I exploded. Those who don't know, that was a weapon called the EPG. It is an energy-based projectile weapon that absolutely melts people. If I'm not, and I'm also about to die here if I'm not careful. Where'd this guy go? God damn it. This game can get very intense and very hectic, but at the same time, it's also like oddly relaxing, in the sense that, like, once you get into a groove of like moving and shooting and things like that, you just kind of go along with the flow, and I feel like there we go, got him. If you like, get into the mood and flow of things and just kind of figure out where things are, what to do, and how to do them, then you kind of just start doing stuff. Like, it's relaxing in a weird way. Obviously, you're shooting people and you're killing people and things like that, but no, don't worry, don't worry about it, ZJ. I can, if anything, I can use it as an excuse about why I'm just so shit at this game. Because as much as I enjoy it, I think I have like 60 plus hours on this game already. And I praise it to ever living high hell. I'm still shit. Like I have so much to learn about like movement and shooting and moving while shooting and things like that. So it's just hard for me to process about a million different things at once. Also, I apologize if I swear in a different language. It is my, it's a reflex of mine after babysitting people for so long. So if I swear in a language you are either familiar with, or I say something that's completely inappropriate, he saw me coming. I vehemently apologize. Again, it's just a reflex response sort of thing. Yes, I got wrecked, unfortunately. Hi, Kenny. How you doing? Let's see this hit, please. Oh, no. Oh. I don't know where you're from, Kenny, in terms of whether or not you found this on YouTube Live or someone told you to watch this idiot play video games for a while, but I appreciate you being welcome. But I am an adult human being who can comprehend. Fuck! I can speak English. I know what I'm doing. I swear. English is my first language. God damn it. I think people who are like YouTube partners, or who have a certain amount of subscribers who do YouTube Live can have specific emotes, but unfortunately, I think that they just have the standard emoji things. Again, also apologies for just yelling like an absolute idiot, but my brain doesn't work sometimes, and I need to reset by screaming. That's a North Star. Ah, okay. Oh yeah, so you're Kenny from his server then. Okay, that makes sense. Here, Silky, come here for a second if you're watching. Oh, behind you. So watch out, Silky. All right, I'm dead. I'm just getting my ass kicked apparently. Apparently my streamer luck has run out. Thank you, Kenny. I appreciate it. Like I said before, it's not officially my birthday yet. My birthday is in exactly 1 hour. But I am looking forward to spending at least the very... Hey, look at Zion's Laser Core. At least the very beginning with it with you guys. And I appreciate y'all coming out and just like being supportive in the general sense of like watching my dumb video, like not only watching my dumb video, but also like letting me talk about it. Because, like I said before, I like talking about my video. I like, I like talking about my video. I like making the videos. I like doing those kinds of things. But it's weird to talk to a live audience, because at least like when my friends are live streaming, when my friends are live streaming, or like when I'm, when I'm recording a video, I know that like at least they're trying to pay more attention to them rather than me. But like it's like all eyes are on me right now, and it's weird. God. Oh God. We are hiding. We are hiding right here. We're hiding. We're hiding. We're hiding. We're hiding. We're hiding. Yeah, we're outnumbered 2-1. Don't go over there. Don't go over there. This is bad. Bad day. Bad day. Bad day. All right. This is bad. This is bad news, Bears. Unfortunately. Although I don't think I've ever heard the good news Bears before. So I guess all news is bad news. I don't know. We made it out alive somehow. Can I get my battery back? No. I hope you're liking the music, by the way. The music that you're currently listening to is by a guy named Harris Heller. He does a lot of cool YouTube stuff. He actually, a lot of the like smaller stuff that you see on stream, like the elements, the overlays, aren't necessarily all made by him, but they're certainly inspired by him and the stuff that he does on his channel. So if you want to go check him out, please go do that. Harris Heller. It should be Alpha Gaming. I'm gonna check. Alpha Gaming on YouTube, Harris Heller on YouTube. Also check out a guy named Sam Woodhall. He's also a really good guy. I like a lot of his stuff, and he helped me kind of not necessarily make, but a lot of his ideas inspired me to make my own for the stream elements. Also, speaking of music, shout out Santos. He's the one who made all the music for my video, and he's also the one whose music we listened to at the very beginning of the stream. I'll try to bring it up at the very end. I am just getting absolutely dumpstered, huh? Please go check out, go check out Stream Beats. Go check out Santos. Santos specifically, go check him out on Bandcamp. One, because you can directly, because you can directly buy his music there, and a lot of the profits go to him. And 2, because, and if you want to go check out Streambase, go check them out on Spotify. I'm going to die here if I'm not careful. I am so dead. How am I not dead? How am I not dead? Cool. Oh god, that's another Titan. Why are there so many Titans? That was all planned, I swear. It was a tactical reset. As Buffy would say, it was a tactical reset, alright? I don't want anyone saying anything about it. No problems at all. Do not worry. Bandcamp is like an alternative music platform site. Nico can tell you more about it. All I know is that he makes more direct money off of it than he does through things like Spotify or SoundCloud or things like that. So if you want to go check him out, please go check him out there, because I want to support him as much as possible, because he is like he's one of my best friends and I love him very much, but also because he deserves like all the attention he gets. Like the music community he's introduced me to, and the amount of stuff that I've learned from him is just astounding. He's just such a fucking cool dude.
Titan is standing by. Call it when ready.
Can I?
Stand by for Titan.
I almost got shot by Rogan there. But no, to finish my thought, finishing a lot of thoughts recently, to finish my thought, the music community he introduced me to, in terms of just like the Discord servers and the communities around there, are so nice and so welcoming, but also just like so passionate about what they do. It's impressive, honestly. And you know, there you go, got him. The tracking is immaculate. But yeah, go check him out there. I'm sure I'll like do a shout out thing. Oh, I'm alright. I'm losing this battle with this Legion if I'm not careful. I'm gonna let this. So this is my favorite part about Monarch, is the fact that she has an upgrade core, which basically just allows you to upgrade yourself. So with different levels, you get different benefits and different bonuses. The first level I have for my core allows me to give shields to friendly Titans, and unfortunately, you have to stay alive long enough to be able to use these special abilities, which I am not very good at. So I think we'll switch over to a different Titan. It's probably my second favorite, Scorch, because I like Scorch a lot. Hey, at least I leveled up the vault. My tracking is not that great, which is a bit weird. I feel like I'm just getting dumpstered here. I'll switch over to the softball for a little bit, just so I don't look like a complete ponce. Is that how you would use? Oh, use that word! Oh god, no! Ooh, oh god. Okay. You couldn't tell, but I was like physically leaning away from the microphone to try to avoid that. those Legion bullets, which is not not logical in any way, shape, or form, but we're working with it.
You almost got your Titan. Keep fighting.
There we go.
Take down the Titan, pilot.
I also apologize for any noises that I make. I definitely will have to try when I make stream highlights of this. I'm definitely just gonna have to compile a list of just strange random noises and like just completely out of context. Which I'll probably use the intro, that actual particular section, for it. Now that I think about it. Future me, if you're editing this video, make sure to include Santos's discography in the description. Oh god, the dropship's already here. Running away. Be sure to include Santos' discography in the description. Is there a guy in here? There you go, kill him. Be sure to include... Don't you know it makes you that much better at playing video games? Is if you lean while aiming? Much like if you hold down a button that much harder. if there's anything you want me to play, or like any Titan or any gun you want me to play with, let me know. I'm more than happy to just keep playing and keep doing stuff. I do know who Brigitte from Overwatch is, and honestly, I feel like that's kind of normal because you have to have like a rhythm with her. Like you gotta time your shield bash, your mace flail, and your swing to kind of be in time with everything, just to see how it goes. And I don't know. That's fine, man. I got to keep playing until midnight because that's pretty much what I had for the stream schedule. But I appreciate you hanging out, both in stream and just playing games with me. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, that's a good way to look at it, CJ. Is getting into the game in a whole new level. I guess I can show off the Kraber, even though I cannot use the Kraber to save my life.
Pilot, make the 6-4 proud.
This is one of my favorite things to do on this map, at least in the very beginning, is that there's always a pulse blade, and there's always a guy there with it. There's always a pulse blade. There's always a guy with a rocket launcher or something there. This is more Kuma specific, but one of the things I love this game to bits, but there's some quality of life changes that I wish I could change. Like, for example, with the grappling hook, I wish I could tell the distance. Woo! I wish I could tell the distance from yes, because it's made by the same developers, basically. It's made by the same developers. Like, certain things like the bow check aren't in here, and like, sadly the Peacekeeper isn't in here because I fucking love like lever action shotguns, just as a concept. But those certain guns aren't there, but the majority of guns are in the game. Like the Kraber's here, R301, EPG isn't in Titanfall, unfortunately, isn't in Apex, unfortunately. Oh my god, that was amazing. Oh my god, that was amazing.
1-2. That's how you do it, pilot.
Mostly because I never hit shots with the Kraber, so I feel like I'm in a zone right now. But yeah, this game was made by the same developer, so a lot of the guns are either taken over or are involved or used or just something to that degree. You shot me through the smoke. But yeah, no, every gun, like R301, charge rifle, like those kinds of things. Although apparently, from what people have told me, and from what I've seen from videos, apparently the EPG might make a return, or not make a return, might show up in Apex, which will be interesting, because the EPG is like an energy-based. Eat my boot, asshole! It's an energy-based projectile, like not projectile weapon, but it's like a. Actually, no, it's a projectile weapon. It's just like little energy balls, and it lets you like absolutely dumpster people in this game. So I wouldn't know how it would be translated over to Apex, but I feel like it'd be kind of cool. Messed up that Firestar entirely. Nope. I always mess up the rhythm, I feel like. Oh wow, I just got instantly melted. Yeah, unsurprisingly, Kuma, the R301 just absolutely melts people regardless. In Apex and in this game. This is Scorch, by the way. Scorch's thing is that he has a thermite launcher, which is basically just a glorified flare gun. He's got this kind of cool wall of fire, and then he's also got these gas traps, which you can set on fire. Imagine if you played. It doesn't, honestly, which is weird. But yeah, gas traps, which you can throw down, and you can like they're like a caustic gas trap where you can detonate them manually. I have to go over here. I'm not careful. You can detonate them using like fire stars. You can use them using the flare gun or whatever. And then you also have this, which is heat shield, which is basically just it melts people when they're close, and it also melts projectiles. So it's like really good for those kinds of things. Just gonna slowly walk through here. I have a feeling I'm not gonna be able to. Alright, if I can make it through here, hopefully, like, this is bad. I've gotten really good at hitting people with the flare gun, but my trap placement and aim leaves a little bit to be desired, especially when there's a North Star just immediately with a railgun right there. Oh, god damn it. He's right there. I knew it. Also, I just leaned like super hard back into that. Oh good, the Monarch got it. Another cool thing about Monarch is that Monarch can, if Monarch gets an execution, Monarch can steal the batteries of enemy Titans. Monarch can steal the batteries of enemy Titans, and the batteries allow you to get your core a lot faster. And they also have a special execution animation, which is pretty cool. I can actually show off the EPG in a couple seconds. So be careful. Here, buddy, come here. Let me get on you, please. There you go. Since I don't have a Titan myself, it's the best idea just to give my spare batteries to the Monarch, because the Monarch at level 1 is very weak. It doesn't do a lot. It doesn't have a lot of mobility. It doesn't like have any kind of defensive tools. It just kind of exists, unfortunately. And this guy's gonna chase me about 2 seconds. 1, 2. No. It kind of just exists. It doesn't really have any kind of defensive weapons or anything like that. So it's best just to like kind of sit back a little bit and like let things charge and like get your cores ready to go. So this way, you know, everything's ready to go, and you can really kind of fight head on when you have like level 2 or level 3 or even level 1, depending on what kind of equipment you're equipping. Those are words, those are sentences. I can speak clearly because I'm a functioning human being, and I'm not an endoskeleton in a meat suit, simply speaking to you over the power of the internet. Jesus. No one saw that. Nobody clipped that. Oh, wait, you guys can't clip. That's perfect then.
Pilot, your Titan's ready. Call it in any time. Copy that. Stand by for Titanfall.
Oh, god damn it. I immediately got melted there. Something cool, I don't think I mentioned it before, but with the Titans, you can change their mode. Like right now my Scorch is in a protected dome shield, so he can't be hurt. But I can change it from follow mode to guard mode. Hang on. Follow mode to guard mode. Basically, follow mode is he will try to get to me in the fastest way possible, and then guard mode is he will guard an area. And yeah, it's just a cool way of doing things. I also forgot to mention Scorch's ultimate. Yeah, I was gonna say you can't. That's what made me happy, because then you didn't see me just miss absolutely everything. There's a guy up top. If I'm not careful, I'm gonna get absolutely melted here. I'm already hurt. This is bad. Immediate railgun shot. Alright, since I'm switching over, I can switch over to the... I'll switch over to the... Hang on a second. Where is it? Yeah, here you go. EPG. It's basically just the same principle as the softball, except the EPG fires a little bit slower, and I'm pretty sure it has more splash damage, but I'm not sure. There's also the Sidewinder, which I for some reason never used, and it basically just fires a bunch of like mini rocket salvos, which is just really cool. Because they're rockets. Why wouldn't they be cool? Also has a really like interesting just reload mechanism. God. Oh god. Oh god. I was gonna say running away, but then I realized this guy's super hurt. See if I can drop down. Behind you, Noah, if you can hear me on stream. Running away. That's a fully charged North Star. I ain't fucking with that. No! Ah. Another thing I like about this game as well, again, just gonna keep gushing about it, is the fact that you always feel like you're in the action, and you always feel like you're doing something. Because, like, am I a little bit annoyed that I keep dying? Yes. But also at the same time, I feel like there's always something to do. Like I'm constantly grappling, I'm constantly moving, I'm constantly trying to like get from one place to another, and like do stuff. You know? There we go. I can get this. Oh god. Am I gonna get this? Or am I gonna miss all my shots? Here. Oh god, we're running away. Just kidding, we're back. Just kidding, we're back. Nope. Just kidding, we're out of here. Just kidding, we're back. Ganbare senpai. Ganbare. Ah! Honestly, they are a little bit. And unfortunately, that's kind of the reality of this game, is that even because this game is 6 years old, not 6 years old, 4 years old, there are people here who, you know, some people join because, you know, oh, Titanfall, you know, Valkyrie, like all those kinds of things. But then there are people who have just been playing the game for forever and just absolutely just rock people's shit. I like how I complimented the community for just being like super non-toxic, like a box of crayons, and then suddenly like everyone, like we ran into the most toxic teams in the world. They're probably gonna melt the ship and we're gonna explode. No, I'm dead, unfortunately. I'm gonna stop matchmaking real quick just so I can talk about a couple of things before I forget. Also gonna pause this real quick. Like I said before, I'm using this to mostly just kind of collect my thoughts for a second. I'm probably gonna forget saying this before I end stream, but let me quickly just go to changing. But thank you all very much for watching. Like, this is a very new and weird experience for me, both in the sense of, like, I I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to live streaming. Like obviously like I like making cool things like this and like this and this. But like it's weird for me to talk to a live audience in the sense of like reading you guys in chat and like doing those kinds of things. And I also just appreciate you guys watching my videos. Like it's weird to think about that something that I've made or something that like took me like I'm gonna keep going. Don't worry. I just want to say a couple things. Like something that I've made, like on a very specific subject that nobody cares about. Somehow people enjoy, and it's just very weird and very surreal to me. And I appreciate like all the likes, all the comments, like all like even if I like send you like a screenshot of something, or just talking to me about certain things, or just being like, hey, you know, I really like the video, or like you know, like how did you do that particular thing? It just makes me happy because it's like one of those things where it's like, it's just weird. I don't know how to put to words. Because again, my brain's weird and things are weird, but I appreciate it nonetheless. Back to dumb video games. But yeah, so to go back to what Kuma was talking about before, you got pretty much all the classic Apex guns here. You got R201, R101, Hemlock, G25, Space AK, Car, Alternator, Volts, R97, Spitfire, L-Star, Devotion, Kraber, Double Take, Longbow, EVA, Mastiff, but none of the grenade launchers, which is interesting. And then Wingman and Mozambique. But then the Mozambique is actually good in this game, which is weird to think about, but it is. Actually, since we're doing launcher stuff, I might try to use the Sidewinder for a little bit because I feel like the Sidewinder is kind of cool. I will not forget the Mozambique, trust me. Gambara senpai, gambara senpai. I'm gonna apologize for this, for a bunch of random things as well, but I apologize for if I make like random noises or if I say like certain things. It's just that my brain is constantly just full of stuff. I think it's good in certain hands. It's not good in my hands, obviously. But my brain is just constantly full of random stuff. So like if I say something like "gambare senpai, gambare senpai," no one's gonna know where that's from. No one's gonna know where that's from, and frankly, probably no one cares. But I don't know. It's just one of those weird things. Like my brain does. I wouldn't necessarily call it tick, because I feel like tick's the wrong word for it, but you get the idea. Also, if anyone gets where that's from, you have my respect. And also, I guess your brain works similar to mine. I don't know. I didn't realize it was full auto. I thought it was just like a triple burst or just a single burst. But having 20 like micro missiles shoot at you at the same time, that's interesting. Oh god! Oh god! Oh god! No, we're dead. We're alive somehow. No, we're dead. Never mind. I'm sure you would know it, Kuma. You big weeb. Mass cash, or mass Kaz, sorry. Oh god.
Almost ready. Your Titan is standing by. Call it when ready.
Also, I should apologize for apologizing, because I'm going to do that a lot as well. What the? Somehow that connected. I don't know how. That was weird. Reload, reload, reload.
Titan's ready. Call it in any time.
I'm gonna die here if I'm not careful. God damn it. But you can see how the movement system is like a really like not only like a selling point, but also just like at its core of its movement. Because the fact that I can like bob and weave between certain things and just like really kind of survive for that long is just, I think, a testament to how good this game is and how much I love it, honestly. Also, give me a second. I just realized I don't have the music on anymore, so
6-4.
where'd you go?
Pilot, your Titan is standing
God.
by.
Oh god.
Call
Oh
it
god.
when ready.
God. No, okay, no. It's a very Canadian thing, even though I'm not Canadian. I was gonna make a joke about like anxiety in terms of like, oh, like my my anxiety is what my kind of like social anxiety is one of the reasons why I feel like I need to talk so much, or like one of the reasons why I'm gonna die to those 40 millimeters if I'm not careful. Like just like a kind of like transition or whatever. But so obviously I got a TikTok recently, for various different reasons, just because whatever. But I found it very telling that one of the like earliest kind of clicks of TikTok that it took me to was the ADHD and anxiety TikTok, but also the like it was to gaming. It was to gaming, then to LGBTQIA plus stuff, then to
Pilot, standing by for your call.
then to the ADHD side of things, which I just thought was weird and interesting at the fact that it like constantly knew what it was doing for the almighty algorithm in terms of like how to do it and what it was doing. Gambare senpai, gambare senpai. Oh, damn it. I'm not even sure if it's a Japanese thing to do because I wouldn't know. I'm not Japanese. Although I do know like a lot of politeness is like a very kind of, I wouldn't say forefront, but I would say it's a big part at least. Titan execution. Thank you. I appreciate it. Those are really cool things you can do, by the way. They're Titan executions. If a Titan's in a doom state, I think I talked about this before. If a Titan's in a doom state, you can steal their or you can kill them instantly if you get closer. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Silky. It means a lot. Also, about to fucking just tank some weeaboos. Ryugo wa Kichiku Kuro! Or whatever the fuck Genji says. What are you shooting at?
We haven't lost yet. Let's show them what the 6-4 can do.
Here we go, got it. I'm gonna get out because I'm gonna die if I'm not careful. Oh wait, I got a battery. Oh, damn it! That was close. I thought I could have gotten in before I got. I knew I was gonna get blown up there if I wasn't careful. How's the music sound, by the way? Because I know I turned it down a little bit just to like collect my thoughts and say my thank yous and stuff. But I want to make sure it's like a nice balance between the two. Hey, bada 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 bay, bada 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 swing. Let me try it. Hop in the door, please. Never mind. Alright, that's fine. So far, my opinion of the Sidewinder, a bunch of micro missiles being able to just lay into somebody and like just do a bombing run on somebody. Super cool. Like the idea. Don't know if it's a weapon for me, honestly. Because honestly, it feels weird like having it full auto. I thought it would have been like a 3-round burst or something like that, but what's the travel time? A little harder than I thought. Alright, Doom the Titan there.
Almost ready. Hang in there.
Build that. We'll hop around here.
Titan ready.
Hop down there.
Anytime, pilot.
There's gonna be a pilot up here. Called it! There we go.
You are dominating.
My favorite energy weapon, what immediately comes to mind, EPG. Just because I love just using the projectile weapons. Strafe, that was the word I was looking for. Strafe. Just like the ability to just strafe somebody with just like 20 micro missiles at the same time is just so goddamn fun. But yeah, EPG is definitely off the top of my head. I like the Volt, but I feel like the Volt has too much sway to it. Like, if I could put on like a vertical, like a foregrip or something like that, where it would just like mitigate that recoil just a little bit more, I feel like it'd be a bit better, but right now it just feels a little bit too aggressive.
Devastating. Nice work, pilot.
Which I kind of get, because it's like an SMG, like, oh yeah, you gotta get up close and personal to like be able to use it. But at the same time, another execution in the bag. If you're wondering why I'm going for so many executions, it's because there's a very specific skin that I want for Ronin that you can only get if you get a certain amount of executions and kill streaks. So you gotta really kind of rack those up to be able to get them.
We're winning, but not by much.
I also gotta be careful here, otherwise I'm going to die. Do I have my battery with me? I do. Perfect. Oh, I honestly thought I was immune when I was boarding. Did not know that. Sucks. Eat micro missiles. Can I get this execution? Nope, just a knee to the face. That's fine. Eat these micro missiles. Honestly, I think it's a curse. Just like every time I like try to manifest it into reality of like I'm gonna get this battery, I'm gonna do it, and then I just die immediately. Details blurry, lost him too early. Welcome to the family. Wow, we actually won that. I'm surprised. Welcome to Earth. Don't know why I said that. It was the immediately came to my mind. I was like, welcome to Earth. Gambare, gambare, senpai. Gambare, gambare, senpai. Oh, wow. I instantly dead. 12 minutes left. Or at least in 12 minutes until midnight. Honestly, that was a good match. It was close. And the in the Sidewinder, definitely, like I said before, definitely kind of weird to get used to. But the feeling of being able to strafe somebody with just a bunch of micro missiles is just so satisfying. Yeah, birthday time soon. I don't have any alcohol currently with me, and I'm debating about whether or not I want to drink. Because let's be honest here, drunk me is not very different from sober me. It's maybe even less of a filter, probably, now that I think about it. Speaking of alcohol, what is everybody's poison of preference? Oh, we could do a birthday shot. Actually, that's perfect. I'll go grab something real quick. Oh, hang on. Is this it? Trying to make sure it's the right scene. Put that up. There you go. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry, I have my birthday shot. I couldn't find any like proper whiskey because that's usually my poison of choice. But I found some tequila. I didn't make sushi. I made fucking onigiri, and I made it when I was hungover. Also, hi, Anna. Glad to see you, too. Again, called you Slasian. Sorry. God damn it.
Pilot, make the Citadel proud.
I'm glad you like them. I take pride in my cooking. You know my... I'm sure you know about the cooking show, and you've seen it before. But Kuma has not seen it. ZJ has not seen it. And they... I don't think that I want them to see it because that actually is my actual face, like a proper face reveal. Yeah, I remember that too. So for context, for those of you who don't know, a couple of months ago, I went to an Airbnb in Vermont with my good friend Silky, and a couple of his friends and things like that, and a couple of his friends. And went to Vermont. I showed up late on the first night, like I think at like midnight or so, because I'd just gotten off like a 4 or 5 hour shift at work, and everyone was absolutely already plastered at that point, like absolutely just like hammered out of their minds. It was ridiculous, and it was also just really funny. But the next day we ended up going skiing, just enjoying Vermont and things like that. Doing the usual. Wow, that tracking was really good. Doing the usual things or whatever. And so the morning after, like the morning when we went skiing, I woke up early and I made like onigiri, which are like little like rice balls. I just give me a second. Sorry. I'm a fully functioning adult who can speak well and do things. There we go. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on telling a story and also like not die at the same time. It's difficult, if you couldn't tell. But yeah, so like the next day, like everyone's like super hungover and like super plastered or whatever, and I wake up at like 8 or like I think it's like 7 or 8 or so, and I just end up making onigiri because someone I'm not naming names, but someone wanted me to make food for them, and then never fucking ate any of it. So I ended up with all these ingredients of food, and then and I ate them by myself, and I ate most of it by myself. But no, it was a really fun time. I had a lot of fun hanging out with them. Even though according Silky doesn't remember much of it, but I do. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it's something I wanted to make for a long time, and I actually made a while ago for my dad, because my dad spent a lot of his high school years in Japan, because his dad, my grandfather, worked for a whoa. That's okay. That's fair, but you didn't eat any of the soup either. You ate pizza. Honestly, didn't expect I could do that. What was I gonna say? Yeah. Anyways, it's not. My dad spent a lot of time in what's it called? In Japan, like doing in Japan when he was younger. So I kind of wanted to make stuff for him just because I thought it was kind of cool, and also because like all of the things is really cool. So I've made onigiri, I've made katsudon, I've made just put like a bunch of like random Japanese dishes. I've always wanted to make hot pot, but I've never like needed. Yes, you need grease when you're hungover, obviously. By the way, this is North Star. They're a sniper titan. Forgot to mention. Anna and Slasian enjoyed it a lot. Is it? It feels weird calling you just Asian. So is it Slasian, right? I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong. What else have I made? I've made onigiri. I've made katsudon. I've made shrimp hush puppies. I've made tons of stuff for the cooking show. Okay, now I gotta ask: is it like slay, as in like just SLAY, or is it like slay girl, like, you know, with like the hand gesture and everything? Because I feel like there's a difference in pronunciation. I feel like you put more emphasis on the slay part rather than the. The hush puppies were super fun to make, but super like weird in a lot of senses. Okay, this is a nuclear ejection. The hush puppies were super fun to make, but they were super annoying because one, what was I gonna say? Jesus Christ. One, because making them, I nearly burnt myself multiple times, and I think I still have grease scars on my hands from it. But two, when I didn't realize that there's really, I couldn't tell, honestly. That was sarcasm, by the way. What was I gonna say? I didn't know this, but you're supposed to dispose of grease, in like a proper way. Like, you're supposed to like put it in a jar and then just like toss it out. You're not supposed to just dump it down your drain, which I did, like, very stupidly. And my apartment complex sent like a very passive-aggressive email, in the sense they were like, it was an all-purpose email to like everyone in the apartment complex, but it was I felt like it was very specifically directed to me, because it was literally like 2 days after maybe like a day after I dumped the grease down the drain. They were like, hey, just a heads up, don't dump anything unnecessary in the drain, because it messes with the plumbing a lot. Yes, clog my drain. That's what I'll do. This is actually a segue into a story. I mentioned this on Twitter before, but every year on my birthday I make red velvet cupcakes, because for a bunch of like personal dumb reasons. And every year I make them by myself, and I make them, you know, just by myself and just individually because I want to. And they're always very shitty. And the point of it is that it's, even though they're shitty, it's a reminder that, you know, life can be shitty, but you're still gonna live and you're still gonna... Sorry, I'm trying not to die over here. Meanwhile, I'm running into 4 fucking Titans, like some kind of madman. Some Rocky Balboa shit over here. Where was I in the story? I don't remember.
Your Titan is ready, pilots. Standing by for your call.
This man's really gunning for me, huh? How about you eat this Firestar, homie? I'm so dead here if I'm not careful. Don't worry, we're Dark Souls boss. Oh, that's 3 Titans! That's not good!
They aren't winning.
God damn it.
Take him out, 6-4.
That's a lot of Titans. That's a lot of damage. I'm gonna try and... okay, he's locked onto me, which is not good. I'm gonna back out here. I'm not, because I'm gonna die if I'm not careful. But I'm taking multiple damage from multiple sources, which is not great. Oh, this is perfect. Strafe, bitch! Eat my missiles! You couldn't see it there, but I did a fist pump because I thought that was pretty fucking cool. And a 3rd nuclear ejection. I'll take it. There's a guy here. See if I can get him. Eat micro missiles! I like how I can just ninja my way out of like fighting 3 Titans, 2 pilots, you know, one with Smart Core activated, but I can't dodge like just a single lone Titan just chilling. Doesn't make sense to me. Try not to understand it, but it's something that happened. Okay. You wanna play that way? We'll play that way. About to gun run the shit out of some fools. There we go. Gun run.
You are dominating.
Oh god. Oh god. Is it gonna hit? No.
Almost ready.
Hit him, which is good. Question is, am I gonna be able to... That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. We up, boyo.
Titan ready.
Kapoya kasha! Back at it. Like Eminem. That's a different Titan. I thought he was still there. I thought he was still there. Why am I climbing on this? No! Alright, fine. You wanna play fucking Legion? I'll play fucking Legion. I am the better Legion. I have the bigger gun. I have the better range. Alright, well that's not good. There's 2 of them. I'm stuck here. I'm stuck on something. Like I was like, I'm the better Legion. I know what I'm doing. I'm gonna die here. Ah, damn it. At least I took it out.
We lost this one. Be more
Took him out at least. Where's the dropship coming from? Over there. There's an invisible voice telling me. It's always telling me to kill. Wish I could reload this just a tad faster. There you go. I don't think we have enough time for one more game, so I think I'll just transition to a regular, like just the regular starting soon screen. And we'll just talk for like 5 minutes, wait for the time to roll over, and we can chill. That was a good last game, I feel like. I got a few couple cool clips from that, at least. Alright, so 5 minutes to midnight. Anyone want to ask any burning questions? Want to know anything about me? Because I can fill up the time until midnight. I can talk about a bunch of random useless stuff no one cares about. It's currently very hot in my room. It just absolutely just reeks of my cologne. Actually, this is actually a perfect opportunity to talk about it. Like I said before, I have an Instagram. You can follow me on there if you would like to. I promise you that I promise you it would probably just be mostly just pictures of my cats. Maybe like a couple like forest pictures. Yes, the anime will be Saturday and not tomorrow because I didn't realize my parents would be taking me out for dinner, so I will be going out for dinner with them. I don't think I ever mentioned methadone. My pictures will mostly just be about my cats, and me and my cats and my setup and things like that. Actually, I can go to that real quick, just so you guys can see this. I appreciate it, Silky. To answer Kanye's question, there is nothing currently in my trash can. I emptied it out, but most of the time it's mostly just empty Post-it notes or, other things. Finish my thought though. I have an Instagram now. You're more than likely to follow it if you want to. You do not have to, but I do appreciate you if you do. This would be a good opportunity for me to talk about this. I'm gonna make a TikTok. I'm probably gonna make a TikTok about this tomorrow. Just like talking about like what's in my office and things like that. But I know Kanye has seen this. I know that Anna has seen this. I know that a couple other people have seen it. But my office is tiny. Like I'm currently basically sitting and broadcasting to you inside of what is effectively a recording booth. It is, I think in my measurement, it was like 4.5 feet. It was 4.5. Like the actual room I can walk around in is maybe like 4.5 feet by like 7 feet by like 12 feet. So it's like a small closet basically. And it's nice. I honestly really like it. Like, obviously up here you can see there's a window. There's a window where you can, I can see out. It's currently pitch black though. On top of this second monitor here, I have one of those like reversible, like mood octopi. They're very nice. I bought one for myself and for my mom. And then main screen, which is where I play games and I talk and I do those kinds of things. Stream Deck down here. Like little like knickknacks, paddywhacks back here. You also can't see it in the picture, but there's a bunch of other stuff behind me, like stuff for cosplay. I've got a blanket below me on my feet, just so I don't have to like touch the cold floor, and also to have something just like to rest my feet on. I've got a little cat bed under here as well, for when my cats want to hang out with me. It's weird. It's just now dawning on me that I'm gonna be 23. Like, a lot for me has changed since my senior year of college. A lot of like personal shit, which some people know about, some people don't, which I will not disclose here. I wouldn't say that I'm like 100% happy with my life. Obviously, there are certain things that I wish I could do, certain things that I wish I want to do, but I guess just being here in this moment and having just a bunch of people just being in chat and like wanting to come out and talk to me and like just watch my stream is just really nice. Like I said before, like, having people watch, like having like anyone, like I know Noah and I know like my IRL friends will watch my videos because, you know, they want to support me and things like that. But like having someone like Kuma or Kanye or, you know, ZJ or whatever, like just watch my videos, like the fact that a stranger enjoys my video is just mind blowing to me, and I enjoy it so much. And I cannot thank you enough at all for watching it and sharing it and like doing all the wonderful things that you do. If I had to, are you supposed to, like, what's the tradition for birthday wishes? Because I kind of want to make a birthday wish right now, and I'm not sure if I can, or if I tell you, if I can do it, but if I tell you, it won't come true. Of course, I'll just make the same birthday wish I do every year, so. I appreciate the love, everybody. And with that, it is officially midnight. So now it is officially my birthday. I think I was born at like 3 o'clock in the morning or something. So it's not like I'm technically not 23 yet. But, you know, not yet. But again, I do appreciate y'all coming out and watching my stuff. I don't have a candle, but I have the next best thing. I have what I assume is like 2 shots of tequila in a glass that I found. Here, hang on. Happy birthday. Give me a second. Where's my phone? IRL friends will be able to see this because I can send you a Snapchat of it. But for those of you, for online friends, I apologize, but I need to quickly just take a fucking Snapchat of me drinking this tequila. Say hi, everybody. Cheers. So, honestly, I don't know if my tolerance is just super high, or tequila is not as bad as I remember it being, but that's okay. Like, it still tastes like ass in terms of like it just tastes like rubbing alcohol, but it's not bad. I feel like I could continue drinking that. Obviously, I'd prefer whiskey, but it's whatever. If it's a wish per shot, then I will tell you my first wish, and I will keep a second wish to myself. My first wish is the same wish I make every year. I'm not superstitious in any way. I mean, I kind of am. Like I believe in magic, and I believe in like certain things. But my birthday wish is the same wish I have every year, which is that if birthday magic is real and I'm allowed to make at least one wish, I just want everyone to be happy. Like, when I blow out the candle, I think of, you know, everyone in my life, not even just this past year, but in general, like, people who have supported me, people who have just shown love to me and just who care about me, and just to hope that they're happy. It might be something as small as, like, you know, finding $20 in their pocket, or just something as big as, like, you know, finding, you know, their partner. I appreciate it, ZJ. Although this is definitely just a one-time thing. This is like just so nerve-wracking to me. But But to finish my thought, like, you know, just like everyone, like, Silky, Kanye, Candy, like off the top of my head, Silky, Kanye, Candy, Buffy, Slasian, ZJ, Anna, Artemis, Kuma, my mom, my dad, my sister. Just, like I said before, I cannot thank you all enough for just being here and listening to a weirdo talk in his closet for 3 hours 15 minutes and 50 seconds so far. I appreciate it all very much. I'm probably going to close stream now, but if you have any burning questions before I do that, or if you want me to talk about anything else, I am more than happy to do so. Just because, like I said before, this will probably be the only stream in a long time. So, ask away. Pretty much anything and everything is permitted at this point. Kanye, you think I have enough people for mods? No, it's fine. Maybe in a little bit. I'll wait for the delay to catch up. People can ask their questions. Don't mention Akuma. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad everybody's here. I guess last thing while I wait for this song to play out. ZJ asked about this before, but if you want to watch this VOD in its entirety, I will leave it up on the channel. It'll be up there. It'll be embarrassing, but it will be up there. I'm glad you enjoy it, Slasian. Like I said before, I like talking about this kind of stuff, and it's not necessarily the best way to describe it, and it's very kind of ass backwards about how I learn about things. But when I get talking, I'm like a motor. You can't stop. But yeah, the VOD will be up on YouTube. It'll be up there with my very, very crudely drawn thumbnail. And you know, you can watch it back. You can. I'm sure Candy will watch like through the entire thing and like comb through little tiny details to like the cyber stalker she is. To answer ZJ's question, I have a mom, I have a dad, I have a sister. She's 2 years older than me. I have 2 pets. Technically, they're my parents' pets. This is Smokey. We've had him for forever. Don't worry about it. But yeah, this is Smokey. I love him very much. And this is Gigi. This is my mom. My mom works as a social worker, and so one of her clients unfortunately passed away, and so we took this cat in like a couple years ago at this point. She's very like independent and like just wants to be by herself, but we love her very much. All right. That being said, I think I'm going to end. Like I said, the VOD will be up on stream. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble about a bunch of different stuff. I hope you enjoyed it. I will see you all later. Have a very good night. And in the words of Bill and Ted, be excellent and party on.